Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live for the Mandem talk. We're the brothers in the building. Obviously, it's on a Thursday. We had a Europa League final yesterday night, and we didn't do it. We bottled it. We failed, and we got to discuss it all, man. With the Mandem today, we got man like Staffy in the building. Staffy, what are you saying? You good?
No, bro, I couldn't be any worse. It's probably the worst 24 hours of my life. United lost, drove a whole hour to North Jersey. Knicks lost on some cartoon bullshit in the last minute. And I think I slept like 3 hours from yesterday. I'll be honest. Worst 24 hours of my life. But we're here, man. Big up.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up, Rants in the building as well. What are you saying, Rants?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here, bro. I'm still fuming, but yeah, I'm saying we're gonna get into it, man.
Yeah, man. Malam Musa, what are you saying to me, bro? You good?
Actually, I got a new tagline: "Scary hours." That's what I'm telling you. It's scary hours. Scary. I'm not even allowed out.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Scary hours, bro.
Bro, we're gonna speak and obviously big up to Tech Zeno as well, man. What are you saying, bro?
No, big up the Mandem, man. Just, bro, what can I say, this shit? What can I say, blood? But look, listen, Mandem, cheer up, man. There's life's bigger than United, isn't it? You get me? So yeah, but that's what I gotta say.
Scary hours. That's all I know. It's scary.
Bro, it's scary, man. But listen, people, we're gonna the Mandem will pull through in it. The Mandem will pull through. You get me? And Nuruddin, Faz, Tyrone, Marcel, I don't know, man. 1 minute he's here, 1 minute he's got spreadsheets of Amarin. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's been told to reserve his opinions while Amarin figures it out. I don't know. We have to find out. But yeah, man. Probably had no sleep in the last couple of days, man. And yeah, man, I can't lie, man. It's embarrassing, man. I feel embarrassed, man. I feel very, very embarrassed, man. We bottled it, man. We didn't turn up. Tactically awful. Big players didn't turn up, and I don't think they played particularly that great. But you know what? They got their win. Big up Tyrone. They got their goal, and they sat back and said, "Yo, break us down. What can you do? What tactically can you do to break us down?" And I'll be honest with you, man. Like we had no answer, man, and thought it was disgraceful, the substitutions, how late they were. Kobe coming on so late. The system, I just didn't think it was attacking enough. And we didn't go for it, man. We didn't go for it. Yeah, there was a block over the line. Vicario made a few saves, but I think this is it, man. Then, man, I don't know, man. I've said it in my video just now. Everyone out, man. You know what I'm saying? 2 players out, manager. I think he's got Mandem. I don't think he's the guy, man. I can't lie.
You were singing his name in the car park the other day, my bro, man.
Yeah, I can't lie, man. Yeah, this lose to a team that don't have Bergvall, Madison, Kulusevski,
Werner, and the list goes on, bruv.
Yeah, and somehow not find an answer. Yeah, man, it's criminal. It's absolutely criminal, man. And
yesterday, bro, it was the players or nothing. And for me, Amarin was consistently consistent on what he's done since he's got here. What I saw from Amarin yesterday was no different from what I've seen from him since we've been here. Amarin did not do anything characteristically different from what he's done in any other game. And that is the red flag, and that is the issue. Yesterday, we sat here at halftime watching the game, wherever you was, and everybody knew it was the players or nothing. So either these players win us this game or nothing's happening. It wasn't based on Amarin's going to do this tactical change. He's going to tweak the system. No, it was basically the players out there win us this game or we're not winning it. And I think for me, there's no way back for a man like that, because even if you look at Spurs and you look at Ange said to himself, look, I know how I play. I know how I like to play the game. But you know what? It's trophy time. He just changed it all up. Changed the way his approach was. Changed the way he set up. And even flipping my man, the Brazilian done up front. My man was basically just on the left. Yeah, Richarlison. He weren't really a striker yesterday.
He was in the swing,
Defensive, bro. Double it up on Ahmad, bro.
He's there to spoil, bro. Like win free kicks, waste time, bro. Piss people off. That's what he was there to do.
And he's done his job well.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, but we made it easy for him. Amorim made it easy for him, bro. How on earth, especially that second 45 minutes, Ahmad was basically on the touchline. Mazraoui was basically a decoy playing in that midfield, a decoy, bro. It's like it was down to 10 men. So why on earth would you not now change and put in a Kobe in that position to a point where now we can control the second and final third in terms of possession? Every time that ball was going into the second and final third, we was losing the ball. And do you know who the catalyst to that was? Do you know who the best midfielder on the pitch was for Tottenham yesterday? Bruno Fernandes, bro. The amount of times he gave that ball away under no pressure whatsoever, bro. And you're meant to be world class. You're meant to be elite at. And you see me, bro. When it comes to the social media thing, I try not to shout, bro. Yeah, especially when it's like on the negative side of things. But bro, how dare people have the cheek to say that this man is world class and he loses big finals, bro? We are meant to be relying on this guy. He's just won our best player of the season for the 4th time in a row. We are meant to rely on you. Everyone's now saying United would have got relegated if we didn't have Bruno in the team. How about if we didn't have Bruno in the team and we had world-class players or just one player who knew how to kick ball? United wouldn't be playing football like this in the first place. We'll be able to keep the ball. And the worst thing about it is, forget the football side of things, his mentality, bro. You see his mentality. How am I watching the game with my gal, bro, my girl, and all she's saying is, why is Bruno moaning so much? Why is Bruno moaning so much? The guy runs up to the ref on a personal thing. I don't know how he don't get booked. He runs up to the ref and he starts effing and blinding. And I'm thinking, bro, this is a final. And you're not taking in even the context of how bad we've been this season. We don't have no time to be moaning. We need that trophy, bro. And it's the captain. That's the captain. So that's going to go right through the squad. How many times did I see Ahmad on the floor yesterday? And when he first come into the squad, when he gets on the floor, he picks himself up and he backtracks. Now, it looks like he's picking up bad habits, bro. He's dropping on the floor. He's not getting up. He's like, bro, I can't be fucked to run back, bro. Do you get it? It's poor. And that mentality goes right through the team. Second half, before the ball was kicked, there's close-ups on every one of the players. Everyone's morale was shot. Man, seeing Casemiro's just daydreaming. I'm thinking, bro, huddle, do something. Where's my captain? Talk to these boys. No morale, no nothing. I knew before the ball was kicked in that second half. 1, Amorim didn't say nothing to them man in the change room at half time. 2, their morale, confidence, everything is shot. Game done. And I knew it from that second half, bro. We are not coming back in this game. Simple.
Yeah, I even see Casemiro going at Onana, man. Onana was telling him to get back in position. I don't know if you see that video. Casemiro was like, bro, go to your position, bro. Don't worry about what we're doing, man. You know what I mean? So there's not that feeling, man, within the squad, man. I just think for me, man, tactically, like, we could talk about the formation and whatnot, but I just think, yo, man, like, bro, go for it, man. Like, why are we so defensive sometimes? Why are we not going at it? The overloads, like, what's going on, man? Like, genuinely, I'm just like saying to myself, yeah, players are not good enough, and I think for me, unbelievable. But Tottenham players, I don't rate half of their players, bro. Like 1v1 Porro is not that great. You know, Udogie gets out of position so a lot of times. Like their midfield, Basuma's been poor this season, and we allowed Basuma to bust the midfield.
Yeah, but Ant won them the game, though.
Bullies us, Saeed. It's not the first time that midfield bullies us. We knew that. Yeah, we saw them 3 times already this season bully that midfield. And when Madison was out, I knew they were going to put Sarr in that team.
We said it in the group chat when we saw that lineup.
We
said straight away.
Remember, Ty, when I saw him in the lineup, it's the first one I pointed out. I said Sarr usually plays well against us.
Yeah, 100%.
They look at our midfield, bro, and they see barbecue chicken. And that's one good thing about Ainge. He didn't play his style yesterday. He just pulled up. He said, you know what? I told you guys, second year, I win shit. Guess what I'm doing today? I'm winning shit. And being a United fan or not, you just have to respect that, bro. The guy stood on business. And yesterday he left with the trophy. And I'm going to be real with you, bro. He just completely out-tacticked the coach yesterday. Let's just keep it a buck. Whether you're Amorim out, he just cooked him yesterday. And he had no answer for him. I saw the likes of Richarlison, as my boy mentioned down there. He said yes, he was just running all over the place yesterday. He didn't even play like a striker. He was a winger, but all he did, bro, was that every time Ahmed gets the ball on that wing, you're gonna go and double him. You know why that was easy, bro? It's because we had Mazraoui playing on that side, and let's be honest, they don't respect him as an attacking threat.
I just say it's not a wing back. It's the right side.
Exactly. And that's the issue side. I understand. Listen, I'm fully aware of the depth that we have.
Was on the same thing.
Say that again. What'd you say, Musa?
No, I said Delo's on the same thing. He came on and he didn't want to attack. I was saying Delo's on the same hype. When he came on yesterday, he didn't want to attack.
And a bit more, though.
Yeah, but Delo came on when we were already losing and we're just trying to, like, honestly, he was just there to cross the ball in the box. I'm not going to give him the same analysis. My issue is, and this, I think this is the biggest, it was the biggest thing about yesterday. I generally felt insulted as a fan watching that game because I think all of us here, for about the last, I'll say the last half, the whole 45 minutes. And by the way, it was no shock. We all knew that we were down 1-0 going into halftime. So that goal didn't take us by surprise, all right? So all of our adjustments at halftime should have been that we're trailing right now. We're chasing the game. How do we score a goal? I just felt insulted when I saw the first substitution being made in the 70th minute. I think it was the 72nd minute. I was so insulted.
It was the manager. I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. And the thing that insulted me the most is that all the subs that we did up to that part was like for like. The first actual attacking sub, which is taking out someone who's not an attacker and bringing on an attacker, was Mainu, that happened in the 90th minute. I'm not gonna lie to you, that don't sit well with me. That really didn't sit well with me. This guy was man of the match last season in the FA Cup final against a much better team. This guy was on the same pitch as Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner Rodri, and he won man of the match. And we brought him on in the 90th minute. Listen, systems are not needing your players, are not needing time and out. All that aside, when one of our best players, if our not best player, is getting 90th minute substitutions to come on in a cup final, it just don't sit well with me. Something is wrong. Something has to be really, really wrong with this team.
See, when I previewed it yesterday, though, you see the players here. You see the ball that was cleared off the line and the shot that was saved towards the end, yeah. That was the players doing what the players do. And then the manager scams the win. That's the problem. And like on other games, them type of shots have gone in and we've gone on celebrating as a fan base, but really they've just scammed the win for the manager. Because the manager did nothing himself tactically, how we set them up. He did nothing to help them win the game.
Yeah.
You see that ball that was cleared off the line?
Yeah, you're in it, it's bugging out.
And then Amrin's excited. We won it.
Musa, come in and out. Your internet's bugging. Musa, come in and out.
His internet, his mic is bugging, just like Manchester United back five, mate. Hello from the other dimension, not from the other side. From the other dimension. Let me just say something. Big up to everybody. Big up Saeed. I'm glad that you're safe and well back home. Yeah. Big up Staffy. Must be late over there. Big up to
early.
Is it early over there? Okay, I don't know the timing.
Yeah, midday or something.
Yo, big up to Rance. He's the only one that I'm devil for, really. But then, to be fair, he can't hate too much on your mum and brother, man. Spurs had to win something. And
but it's just embarrassing. I'm not bothered that Spurs, have won. It's just embarrassing, bro.
Yeah. But I'm saying you must be happy, at least for your mum.
Bro, I'm happy for them. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That's it.
I'm embarrassed for myself. Right.
Yeah. Big up Rhino. Big up Mr. Fence himself. T, you know I love you, Mr. Fence.
Mr. Fence, I just thought.
They're starting to call me Fence. I was thinking,
slowly.
Yeah,
big up to my tech brother, man. Love King, always love. Listen, what the F did you all expect? I just want to know. I genuinely want to know what the F do you expect? Do you think these people can turn on? Most of you have played some level of sport, some level of football. You can, especially in team, you can't turn it on, turn it off. You cannot turn it on. Shame on the ones who bought the conditioning that it was Europa League offer. Oh, this is the biggest game of Manchester United history. Listen, The elephant in the room, the elephant is there. 6 full-time managers, 4 interim managers. How many players in the last 13 years? But you, man, want to just talk about the manager. Like, get him out. Get me another savior. Who's going to save us now? Who's the next savior? Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Who's going to save her? Unless the Glazers and Jim the Rat go, this is the recycle. This is, you know what? You know what's that film with Bill Murray? What's it called? That where everything's repeating? Groundhog Day. You're living in that. This is the real life Groundhog Day, people. I'll be here next season. The next season. For me, I want a relegation. I want complete reset. And I'm begging they get another Trump who can take me there, because that's the only way. But 75,000 sheep will be in that stadium on Saturday, on Sunday. Well done, lads. Well done. Well done. Empty out stadiums, mate. If they can't fight for it, and I don't blame the overseas fans, I blame us, including myself, don't have the cojones to do something about the vultures. Unless that changes, people, we are where we are. Mid-table mediocre, fighting relegation, and the rest is history. At the end of the day, it doesn't take one game. Last night's win would have papered over the biggest cracks ever. And majority were like, oh, they're going to banter me. After this show, I'm doing a show. The title of the show is No Rifle Bat Fan Can Banter Me Better Than Glazer and Ineos. No rival fan can ever do any bantering to me, because the owners do that against me every week. And you, man, want to trust Wilcox, Potato Head Barada, to go and find some other fan, some other coach that's going to get us out of this shit. Ain't not happening. You saw it. We're the only club on the stock exchange. 7% gone. Why are we there? This ain't a supermarket fucking business. This is football. In the history of football, I have never known asset stripping team that goes and win and competes for big trophies. It's never happened. It's not there. But you, man, want to invent some different language to me. At the end of the day, you have the courage to face it up, or you can ignore it and get distracted about this manager, that coach. Circles. They're going to build a tent, you know, that circus tent, and we're going to be the laughing stock. You look at the fan base, my generation, have to beg my niece and nephews to keep the, I have to bribe them to support United. They keep talking to me about Bellingham, but Real Madrid, but Mbappe. So this is where it is, people. At the end of the day, if you want what to do about it, you know where to go. You know what to do. Ain't no secret. But you don't. We just sat here recycling the same old thing. Manager in, manager out. I manager this, I manager that. Last night, laid bare everything that has been with Manchester United. Since last 13 years, things don't happen in a vacuum. All of it laid bare. And majority of people were accepting 16. And some mad song about Amorim, this Amorim. Boy, oh boy. My guy panicked. He panicked. He panicked. He looked shaken. He was panicking throughout the whole game. And he looked out of his depth. And another coach there, who's also shit at a crap season, but he coached to win that game. And our guy went there for the vibes. It is what it is, people. I ain't blaming Rúben Amorim, because if he's Rúben Amorim, it's everybody out there. Every fucker who's responsible out. And I want to tell you something even more. 1,000 fans were watching the game last night. Soon as the camera went to Jim, this is the people who work at the football club and their families. Soon as the camera went to Jim Glazer and Avram Glazer, Mr. Combe-over, they booed. What does that tell you about your football club, where the people who work there and their families are booing the owners? That's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. All this other stuff, it's all lovely and it's all this, why this player didn't start, that player didn't. All of that is all just papering over the cracks. But I rest my case. Love.
Nice. He's spitting. Mm.
Yeah, listen, I think you're totally spot on the bigger picture, man. It is dark, man. You know what I mean? It is dark, bro. And I think Omar Barada, he's got a lot to answer for, man. You know what I mean? Because now, where do we go next? You know, nobody's safe. The title of the video, guys, is nobody's safe at Man United. Everyone can get it. Everyone. Simple as that. Like, yo, we ain't got players that are good enough. Manager ain't good enough. Owners, we need to know what direction they're going in as well. Like, nobody's safe. It's peak, bro. Tottenham Hotspur. I don't care what anybody says.
Do you know what, man?
Beat Man United. I'm sorry.
I feel low, man. Like, I'm low.
Four times it is.
I'm low, man. I don't. It's not even the fact that we just lost. It's losing to Spurs. It's the manner of defeat. I podcast freestyle my shit. I just obviously like everyone else talk. I even was writing down bullet points of like shit I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I've been driving around all day. I've been driving to schools, having meetings with head teachers and that, faking like I'm all good. So I'm just thinking about this game last night. I didn't think I'd be that pissed off. I thought, yeah, if we lose, we lose. But I think now it's actually hit. I feel like Rant summed it up perfectly. The way I'm feeling today is a total embarrassment. I feel like we have really, really hit rock bottom. And like, I was just chatting to Biz Saeed before this, and you know, he's proper diehard Man United encyclopedia head, and he was like, do you know what? Maybe this is just the lowest of the lows, that like the club actually needed this. The fans needed this. Maybe we actually need to lose this final. The owners did, to actually feel and see what's really going on in the truth of this football club. Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I'm gonna strip it back, yeah, and I'll be real. My initial thought side is, look, I put a tweet out there saying I was cool with a starting 11. I actually thought, yeah, as much as Musa says Amorim done the same thing, I get it in terms of the tactics and that. I thought with the team, I was like, okay, he's played Mason Mount. Garnacho, I've always said he's better off the bench. He brought Luke Shaw in. Yeah, he didn't have a good game, but I thought a left centre-back, okay, cool. Euro right centre-back. I thought, okay, Spurs, they haven't got the attackers like we said. Bergvall, Maddison, them players out. Timo Werner, so forth. Son, only half fit. I thought, okay, he's put Bruno in midfield to maybe try and be more attacking, try and control it more. Because people have said about Agate, of course we know he's not great on the ball, guys. But away from home at Liverpool, at City, and them type of dogged games, Agate can do a job. He tried changing it up and being a bit more attacking, but the team weren't attacking. We're getting to the final third. We weren't creating nothing. No clear-cut chances. I think the best sniff we had was when a long ball came over the top and Euro tried getting a flick on it and the keeper hit it out for a corner. That's not a chance. That was a half moment. For me, Amorim tried to do something different. I was feeling quite optimistic. I was at my Bredgen's yard. We were all feeling a bit optimistic before the game. But at half-time, Rúben, you're my guy. But you effed up, man. Rúben, you effed up, brother. If you're watching this, I've been backing you. But you yesterday, I'm not going to lie, man. Change your barber, change all of it, man. You was on the pretty boy thing. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Half-time, make the subs. Make the changes. Garnacho off the bench, bring him. Xerxes 60 minutes, then bring him. Waiting until the 71st minute because you're feeling like you've got an element of control. Element of control for me is not just having a ball and playing against a back 11 that are just letting you have the ball because they're saying, yo, this team can't score. We will give them the ball. Tottenham said, you lot have the ball and let's see if they can break us down, and we couldn't. Rúben comes out and says, yeah, we're in control of it in the second half. Control of what? We did have no clear-cut chances. Control of what? Controlling the game for me is when you're peppering the team. Donnarumma's doing his mad thing for PSG. That's when your team's dominating, when your keeper's pulling out saves. Not when Kevin Danso and Porro are just hoofing the ball out because we can't do nothing in the final third. Rúben had to make the changes. It was on him to change the game because Spurs, what were they going to change? Nothing. The only change they made was bringing Danso on to go to a back five. I'm bringing Son on.
They made a sub before us.
Because it was an injury force change. Richarlison went not because of choice.
Yeah.
Richarlison
made a couple before us.
Say again?
They made a couple before us. They made a couple
They brought on Danso. They went to a back five early, which you normally do in the last 5 minutes. And they brought Son on for Richarlison because of an injury, not because of choice.
They brought on Son, who's an attacker, before we brought on Garnacho. We were chasing the game.
I just think you're giving the manager too much credit, bro. Like,
no, I'm not giving him no credit.
No, but I'm saying, you're saying that you think he tried something different, bro. He wanted to play Mount. That's why Bruno played in midfield.
Facts.
Yeah.
The end, bro. He tried to shoehorn Mason Mount into this team because he loves him, bro. Mount shit. That's the reality. Like, he loves Mount.
And Rants, to add on to that as well, I feel like the battle was lost in the midfield. I think we lost the battle in the midfield.
Yeah.
Bro, he wanted to play Mount there, bro.
We should have won. We should have kept with what got us to the final. Go with Agate, Casemiro, and put Bruno in the.
That's what I was going to say. This
I'm
was
not
a
gonna
game
lie,
He
for
didn't
to
because he wanted to play Mount, bro.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. He
And
didn't
it's
try
gone
nothing
wrong,
different.
and he's
wanted to
killed
play
it.
Mount. He's been shaping up to play Mount this whole time. Look at the way he's been integrating him into the team, bro. It was only a matter of time, bro. I could see it from a mile away.
It's crazy to do it in the final. It's crazy to do it in the final. For
no,
me,
but let's be honest, Ty. What was Ugarte gonna do in a game where we had like 72% possession?
I get it.
Like, he's not the answer for me. You
know
what I'm saying?
I hear it. And my boy's been arguing with me about this all day, saying, look, Agati, what would he have done in that type of game? I hear it, right? But for me, what my man said here, Mr. Techman on my right here, yeah, he was even saying, Bruno, elite, world class is what people say. He's our 4th player of the season in a row. That's where this was his. I said, this is his game to silence the doubters and actually rise Man United. Yeah. If he's going to do that, Stuffy, the way he's going to do that is by playing him in a position where he can impact it the most. If you've got your one best player or people that call world class on the pitch, play him in the position where he can affect it then. Put Ahmad at wing back where he's been effective and be more attacking. Ahmad there, Garnacho, Bruno, Højlund. And if it don't work, Staffy, I'm cool with it. Why? Because that team's got us to the final anyway. We've seen it enough and we can then make the changes. But when you try and tinker too much and then like Rant said, play Mount, force him in, put Bruno deeper in the biggest game of our season because we've been shit in the league and it doesn't work, for me, it's a double whammy. It's a double loss. Put Bruno where he can at least be effective. And if he's shit, he's shit. We can all say, yeah, do you know what? He played in his best position. Bruno was crap yesterday, giving the ball away, 6-yard passes and all that. But Amorim, for me, yesterday, that's the first time since he's been in. Look, and we've been bad this year. And I've backed Amorim. You guys know, I know I backed him. But yeah, I'm telling you now, yesterday, Amorim he's pissed.
Hey, bro, this ain't the first time he's watched us lose. He does it every week. I don't know why you're going on like this is not what he does every week.
But I feel like the manner of the defeats and the way we lose sometimes, Rants, I'm like, you know, we're like the Chelsea game. We was in it. We just don't create in the final third.
I'll be honest. I think the manner that we lose under this manager is awful every single time, bro. Like the guy put Harry Maguire up front once and it worked, and then he thought that he unlocked something, bro. This guy is clueless.
He could have left yesterday and gone with the front two and gone.
He did a goal yesterday. He didn't make a sub till the 70th minute, and we still finished with 5 defenders on the pitch, bro. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. He could have easily stuck Ahmad at wing back. He could have stuck Garnacho at wing back, and he could have just gone all out attack. Put Xerxes on. He could have put Ericsson and Kobe in the 10. He could have said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna throw all my attackers on the pitch. I've got Bruno and Cass in midfield. I've got 3 centre backs. Everyone else, I'm throwing on 5 attackers. We're going for it." That's what you could have done, bro. You got 5 subs.
I agree with that. I can't fault you.
You change Dallo, for Mazraoui when we're trying to win the game, and you're trying to tell me this guy tried to win the game. It's a disgrace. It's an insult to the fans. It's an insult to my intelligence.
I didn't
bro,
back in the team straight
It's an insult, bro. It's an insult.
I said he's got it wrong, though. I've not said he
wing
tried to win the game. I've not said he tried to win the game. I said he's got it wrong.
I also think the way we played, though, whatever team we have, I also think the way we played on, man, I think we need to discuss as well with Amorim.
Right? The bottom line is, we lost the game yesterday because the manager, no matter what anyone says, because we had better players available than Spurs, bro. When you look, they had nothing on the bench at all apart from Heung-min Son. That's it, bro. We had a bench, bro. We had a bench of Ericsson, Kobe, Xerxes. I'm sure I'm missing people as well on the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? We had a bench of players that could affect the game. Garnacho on the bench. We had a bench of players that could impact the game, bro. He started Shaw at the beginning of the game. I was like, what the fuck's he starting Shaw for? Shaw ain't started all season. We finished with Luke Shaw at wing back. The fucker can't run. He's about 3 stone overweight.
He's the one that got abused, by the way, the most in the stands. I know Højlund
for half time.
He was the one that was getting abused. Get him off the pitch,
brother. He's out of shape, bro. The guy scored an own goal and he was miles off it, bro. And he finished the game on the pitch. How does he end up playing 90-something minutes and the guy hasn't played all season? Like, bro, these are the decision making. You look on the contrast, Ange Postecoglou, biggest game of the season, Son on the bench, because he said, you know what, I need Richarlison to do this industry. He needs to do the ugly stuff today, bro. Remember when Poch went to the final and played Kane when he shouldn't have played him? This manager didn't make that mistake with Heung-min Son, bro. He didn't make that mistake. He said, I'm putting on someone that suits what I want to do, bro. Tottenham knew we're going to pack out that midfield, 3 robust midfielders, and we're going to put Richarlison on. We're going to make this game ugly, and we're going to try and nick something. And to be fair, with the breakaway with Solanke as well, bro, if that pass was a little bit better, bro, 2-0 up, game over.
Yeah, saying Solanke, I was going to say the pass was shit.
Game over, bro. And then that's a masterclass from Ange Postecoglou, bro, if they score that. Like, bro, even the goal, the one you talk about cleared off the line, the goalkeeper made a mistake for that, bro. Like, the ball was straight into the keeper's hands, and he kind of spilled it, headed it out, and then Højlund headed it. It was a mistake, bro. Like, we didn't carve them open.
They
carved us open with that chance.
I'll be honest with you, we never looked like scored. There was no momentum. They doubled up on Ahmad again. Why are we not seeing that as well and helping him out and doing something about that?
Put him wing back.
Yeah, but
that's what the manager needed to do.
He was playing 10, but he was basically playing as a wing back.
He was playing as a wing back.
And this is why I was pissed when he didn't do that sub. If he would have brought on this, it's just so basic. This is why I said I felt insulted when I watched the game yesterday. 10 minutes into the game, I swear to God, if Mourinho was the coach, show would have been off. We seen Mourinho throughout his career hook off players 10, 15 minutes if they look off it. I knew the minute Maguire made that pass and Shaw reacted slow to it, and Brennan Johnson took the ball, and I think he squared into the box, that we're going to be in trouble for the rest of the game. I said, this guy, not only is he physically behind everyone, his reactions are not even helping him. He doesn't read what's about to happen quicker than Brennan Johnson, who's already physically quicker than him. So I'm like, take him off, put Euro there, and the solution is just put Mazraoui back in center back, move Ahmad to wing back, and then give me Mainu in the 10. If you put Mainu next to Ahmad, he will not get doubled because they will see, you know what, there's two good players right now. I cannot afford to leave my assignment to go wide. That leaves Mainu free. He's going to pick up the ball. And guess what Mainu does if he picks up the ball at the edge of their box? He's going to do something. That is why I'm looking at this game. I'm like, I've given this manager a lot of excuses, and I think a lot of it was at least justified. I can't justify what I've seen in the 90 minutes. You did have enough tools to do better. If he made the right subs and we still lose the game, I'll be like, you know what? You coach a game that you could win, but these guys let you down. I cannot say that I watched those 90 minutes and said this manager did everything he could and the players let him down. I'm sorry, this is not one of them. And it's embarrassing to watch the way he coached that game. It's unexcusable.
Ty, you see, in terms of Ahmad playing obviously very, very wide, I genuinely believe Amorim thinks that's a very good tactic because Ahmad's been injured for a while. Meanwhile, Ahmad's been injured. He's been doing that with Garnacho and playing Dallo basically as, I don't know, a decoy. I like to call it a decoy because they're doing nothing. They just tuck in and do nothing. Cool. Ahmad's now done that yesterday, but it almost looked like an instruction. The reason why I do say that was because Ahmad's played in the 10 before. He's played in the 10 against City and he played in the 10 against Liverpool. Now, if you look at that goal that he scored against City, look how he runs across the defense line. He wouldn't. You see, yesterday he wasn't in any of those sort of positions. He weren't occupying any of the centre backs. He wasn't dropping in behind the DMs or anything like that. As soon as our midfield or centre halves received the ball, dropping off wide, it looked almost like an instruction to him. He can play in the 10. He's more than comfortable.
100% he can.
So it looked like an instruction, different to Garnacho.
But that's crazy though, because
now it looks like an instruction. He believes
it's crazy though because he was lined up to play in the 10, but he's obviously lined up to play in the 10, but he's put him out wide to basically for Mazraoui in the void. What you're doing is you're taking away one of our best players, putting him out wide, which is basically a waste because you're trying to line him up 1v1 with a Dogi, but you've got no overlap or no nothing. I just think it was a car crash. If I'm honest with you, it was a car crash. We wasted Ahmad. And you know what was worse though? The worst part about it as well is that Ahmad's brightest part of the game was the first 20 minutes. You saw him getting a Dogi a few times. Them right. But the longer the game went on, the more they double teamed him, and the more Ahmad became kind of isolated. He wasn't doing too much with the ball.
Richarlison did a job on him. Before
but they adapted to the game. They went 1-0 up and then went 11 men behind the ball. Remember that. It was end-to-end in the first 20, bro.
If you can see that, adapt. Amorim, adapt to get your best players.
You don't adapt. You don't adapt. You don't adapt.
He didn't do that.
Very, very bad.
Until the last 5 minutes of that second half when they were basically just camping because we were crossing it. That's the only time there was a couple 2v1s with Dallo and Ahmad. They were the only times he got into cut in and you could see him on the left foot. He whipped in a wicked ball and they headed it clear. That was it.
Let's talk about the goal we conceded. Let's talk about the goal we conceded. Why is Luke Shaw? The fact that Luke Shaw is there.
On that guy, man.
What does that tell us about? And you want to win trophies?
No,
Luke
but we
Shaw.
talk week in, week out this season like Bruno Fernandes carried United. Let's talk about who gave away the ball firstly.
Well, hold on.
Let's talk about who gave away the ball firstly.
We gotta address one thing, straight off the back is this manager is not cut for the job. He's not cut for the Man United job, and it's I'm a culprit of trying to believe and push the narrative of let's see if he can go through to the Champions League with the Europa League and turn the next season around, not this season because this season's already written off. Turn next season around. He's changed the course of our club drastically, like colossal. Just like Ange has changed the course of Spurs now. It was a battle of who can fix their future, really, who can solidify their future. And what we've done is we've thrown our future out the window. I don't know any other club in any other league. I don't know any other club in any other league ever in the history of football that have gone from 17th to top 4. I don't know, bro. It's unheard of. So what's to say that we're going to be back in Champions League spot in 2027, 2026, 2027 season?
To be fair.
Chelsea 17th.
Yeah, I think Chelsea when Conte come in, bro. Jose left
10th. Conte, right. So there you go, Conte, right? So there's the context, right? Is the same manager that going to do it? No. This same guy? No. I think it was Ty that put it perfectly, right? That put Mazraoui in the centre back, put Ahmad in the wing back. The manager says that he took off Garnacho because he missed a shot on target against Thingy in the first leg. Well, if that's the case, we belittled Ten Hag for not playing Ahmad, and we were crashing it on him every week. So why do we have the different energy for this manager who is not utilizing Mino, who we know the type of player he is? We know that Mino in the 10 works, but he doesn't do it. We know for a fact the type of player Xerxes is, and the manager decides not to give him enough minutes. If we slated Gareth Southgate, for playing Luke Shaw in a final, and everybody's like, oh, it must be, brethren tax, it must be, England tax, whatever. That's why Luke Shaw gets in. So why the hell are we not calling out Rúben Amorim for playing Luke Shaw, who never plays football, bro? He never plays, and yet he starts a European final, and not even that he didn't have options. He had options. Okay, you take the starting lineup how you do, right? Okay, cool. In hindsight, you can say he should have started the starting lineup differently, but in the game, as the game is going on, you see the problems occur. And this is the thing. Someone said it's a car crash. It's like my man got his license from a crash course. He never had driving lessons, bro. He's not got experience in running a club this size. He's not got experience in bro. Spurs had two guys, Ben and Son, who've been to a final before, big final before. Both of them were on bench. We had Cass, Bruno, Ahmad, Onana, Mason Mount. The experience in our team alone outweighs theirs. And to lose the game, defender upon defender. Yes, you could keep him, but nobody can say that he's capable of taking this team to the level that it deserves to be in, or it should be in. You can't. He's told us that, Paz. He might get a couple wins. He might turn it around a little bit. But he's not the guy to take us to the finishing line. And we're going to be in the same position as many teams where we're fumbling with the manager mid-season and we're crying about points mid-season, bro. We can't be doing that. The fact that Man United fans said that win this trophy for Bruno Fernandes, we deserve this, bro. I swear, we deserve it. The fact that we can sit and say, win a trophy for a player. Man are saying we don't even deserve it as fans. Bruno deserves it. Bruno this, Bruno that. Legend. This is your legend. I'm sorry, this is going to get worse and more toxic than Erik ten Hag if they don't sack him. Imagine Poch leaves and we keep Amorim. Just imagine. Imagine through the summer you hear Poch parts with Spurs after winning a European trophy. This guy, bro.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say that he can get in Cunha and he can get in Enquiries or Delap or whoever and use the players in the right manner, because he doesn't. We've excused the whole league. He's not like he's coming after January, bro. He bought a player, Dorgu, for double the money of Malacia, bro. Double. And he's not shown nothing. He's not got one good cross. He's not got one good fucking pass.
I thought Dorgu was all right yesterday, bro.
But he's all right. He's not all right enough. All right was not all right enough, bro. Like, we spent the amount of bread on him. unnecessarily and sent another guy on loan that's just won silverware on loan. We've got 3 players on loan that are potential to win silverware or are going to secure medals. 3 players on loan, bro. 3. That is absurd. I've never seen this shit before. Never seen this shit before. He has to go, bro. He has to. And the fact that he said he's going to leave without compensation, it tells you where his head is at as well.
But why are you not talking about Ineos when you say these things? Because I hear you. I don't disagree with you, but I feel like you completely dismiss them. And I look at them as they're the biggest issue for the failure of this season. Like, let's not forget, this is their first full season, and we're all giving it a 0 out of 10. This has to be the worst first season I've ever seen from a new ownership take over a team. And we're just pretending that they weren't there.
Neville's, bro. His stat is worse than Neville's.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the head of the snake. Why are we not talking about them?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
I blame them for where we
Stop
are.
it.
I hear that. I hear that.
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro.
I'm not.
But this is what you said, Northern earlier.
The reason why I'm not here for that is because 2 things can be correct at the same time, bro. Instead of critiquing the manager for doing a shit job, everyone's like, "Oh, let's talk about the owners." The owners don't pick the fucking team, bro. So we can talk about,
but that's not what I'm saying.
The owners picked him.
Yeah, but bro, I understand that, bro. I understand that, and I've made that point. But at the end of the day, yeah, the owners didn't pick the fucking team yesterday. The manager did, bro. So it doesn't matter.
The owners picked him.
Even though the owners picked him, we had better players than Tottenham. We had the team there to win the game, and we didn't. So we can talk about the owners all we fucking want, yeah? That's a different conversation. It's not the same one as this, bro. You can hold both people accountable. The owners did not pick fucking Luke Shaw yesterday.
You're not wrong, but going back to Faz's point, Faz is mentioning the players that we loaned out
the reason why Luke
and
Shaw
the players that we brought in.
3 contracts. In a normal football club, Luke Shaw would have been headed out after they finished the first contract. That's the owners. So
but now we're conflating stuff again. Now we're conflating stuff again.
You cannot excuse the owners.
No one's excusing anyone,
being on the fucking pitch and the manager's decisions. You can't separate them. I'm sorry.
Luke Shaw's better than Kevin De Bruyne in this league. Luke Shaw.
Yes, you can.
Over Kevin De Bruyne. Come on, man. How is he spending more time in this city than him? Kevin De Bruyne spent 10 years in Manchester. Luke Shaw spent 12. How is this even happening, bro? In 2025, I'm going into a final with Luke Shaw and Maguire. Like, I've already given the manager criticism for yesterday, but I'll never speak about this issue like it's only one layered. It's multi-layered, and everyone gets smoked for it. I agree. At the end of the day, whoever it was, forget that it's Amorim or not. They set us up for the biggest failure ever. The players and the manager and the staff. So to just ignore them, I think it's a little bit disingenuous. We could talk about the game in depth. That's fine.
It's not about
the season's on them.
It's not about ignoring them, though. Do you know what I mean? But we're not going to sit here and pretend we're the only team with shit owners. The team with shit owners just won the fucking league, bro. Their manager didn't even get no money to spend in the summer, bro. Everyone was talking about it in the summer. No one's talking about it now.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Come on, you know that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's not the same, bro. But they still don't have good fucking owners. But guess what? Only Slot, yeah, is a better fucking coach than Amorim. That's why, bro. Because look what's happened this season, bro. When he didn't get no money, when he didn't, hey, bro, like, I'm not done. When he didn't get his DM, when he didn't get his Zubermendi, yeah, and then man thought, right, they're gonna have to go through the season with Endo. What did he do? He played Gravenberg there, bro. He improved players that was already there. Name one fucking player that this manager's improved since he's come in, bro, and then we can talk about the owners. How about that?
But we're talking about Gravenberg.
Name one player, bro. Just one.
I'm answering you. So he's
just one, please.
Let me answer you. I'm gonna answer you. One player in Gravenberch is completely different than having to
answer the question. What player has the manager that's come in improved, bro? What player at the club are you saying?
Right. We can talk about so many players that have good periods in the season.
What players did any of the managers before Amorim improve? How many players? How many players?
You know how I look at it?
Do not answer the question with a question. Answer the fucking question, bro.
You know what it is? For me, it's not about who's improved. It's about how many would I keep, and I'll probably keep 2 of them. So I don't give a fuck about who's improving.
You're missing the point.
Answer the question with a fucking answer. If you don't have one,
that's a straw man argument.
Say you don't have one.
Straw man argument.
Say you don't have one.
I don't care about who's been improved.
Manchester United.
The truth is, I don't care about who's been improved.
I want them to the past 10 years. 5, 6 years. Liverpool have been battling with Man City. They've had recruitment. They've had a solidity of a recruitment for the years that they had, and they've recruited, and they've got Champions League winners in their fucking team. And it's the season that City and Arsenal slip up, they take advantage of that. Rúben Amorim was brought in by the clowns that you wanted to dissociate from. Ransom not having it. I'm not dissociating. Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Jim Ratcliffe, and Glazer from the decision the people are here. I am not. You want to play some sort of gymnastics? That is no way. Nobody's doing that. It's layered. It can't be the 10 managers who manage Manchester United. It cannot be them. It cannot be them. It cannot be them. I don't give a fuck who is improved or not. Manchester United are 16th. Manchester United are 16th. A majority of the fan base have been brainwashed into thinking it's all Europa or nothing. It's all Europa or nothing. And now you got beaten. Now you want to go, oh, it's only him. Now it's not just only the manager. It's not just the fucking manager. It's not just him. It's every fucking cunt in this football club that owns, that's there to make decisions. Every cunt that sign players, every cunt that. But
who said it's only the manager?
It's all of them. You're making it out that it is, and it's not.
Anyone here that heard me say it's only the manager?
It's not just him. And getting him, the repeated cycle repeats. It was all Ten Hag. It was all Ollie. It was all Jose. It was all Van Gaal.
Put a timestamp in the chat, please. Where did I say it's only the manager? Where did I say that?
You're trying to say that.
Where did I say that?
Comparing Liverpool, a stable fucking football club, who've got players who've won Champions League, who've challenged for a league year after year, comparing it to fucking this shit squad.
All right, cool.
You can't compare Liverpool to us. You can't compare it to us. You're not comparing them to us.
I said we're not the only team in the league. Owners, bro. Like,
one second. Let Rance reply. Let us reply. Let us reply.
Oh, you can hear me. I'm back.
I asked you a question.
They're owners, man. But when they do, they buy players that make sense.
Nuruddin, listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. I said we're not the only team in the league with shit owners. I said they've got a coach that's come in and was given no money because people like to use the Amorim. It's not his players. So they got in a coach that wasn't given any money. Everyone was in uproar saying, what do you mean they didn't give him no money? People were predicting Liverpool to finish outside the top 4 before the season started. Yes or no? It's a yes. They were.
Yeah.
And then no DM. Didn't give him no money. The Bray went and got Ryan Gravenberch, played him in midfield. Now everyone's saying he's one of the players of the season. Factually, they're saying he's in team of the season. This brother never played last year. Factually. The guy never had a striker. Diaz up front for most of the season. Factually. So when man are talking about all this,
are they good players though, Rance? Are they? Is Diaz and Garnacho? Are they not good players?
Bro, it's not about. Bro, it's not about that. The point is, the managers came in. He's looked at the cards he was dealt, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to do this with this, do that with this, do that."
I agree with this.
This manager has come in. He's fucking died. A man are telling me about fucking Ineos.
Who are you talking about?
I understand that
Ineos. Talking about Liverpool and Slot.
Yeah? Bro, listen, Ineos, the quality of the players cannot be absolved of a lot of things.
Bro. No, but you see when
I even said Barada needs to get sacked for going and getting Amorim. So
but when people talk about the players as well at United, are they good players or not? Yeah, we're not talking about challenging. We're saying that the players that we have are good enough to be in a European position, 6th or 7th. We're good enough for that. It says that the minute we mention, now 1 minute, Ty, the minute we mention players, we're talking about people start going on like we're saying we should be winning Champions League, we should be winning the Prem. We're not saying that. Yeah, we are. We're saying we're not saying that. We're just saying the squad that we have now should be doing much better than it is, without doubt. The reality is this: Amorim is worse than Eric Ten Hag. People just don't want to accept it because on the basis of why did we get Eric Ten Hag? We got Eric Ten Hag on the basis of what he done at Ajax. That Ajax team bads up this Sporting Lisbon team. The Ajax team terrorized Real Madrid, terrorized Barcelona in the Champions League. Good Barcelonas and good Real Madrid teams. Sporting Lisbon hasn't done that. The reality is that we've got Amorim off the back of what he done with Sporting Lisbon. But if you look at Eric Ten Hag's accolades with Ajax, he was bopping people off the pitch with the Ajax team in the Champions League. And guess what? He came to United and we saw the reality and we got rid of him. And we got rid of him after the brother finishing third in the league, Carabao Cup, and losing a FA Cup final to Man City. Then going back the next season. Then going back the next season to the FA Cup final and winning it, and we still said he weren't good enough. So here comes Amorim. He's not been good enough. We've picked up like 7 or 8 points in the last 5 months. We're sitting like horribly low in the Premier League, and all we hear is the players are not good enough. Not good enough to do what? To finish 8th or 7th? Is that what we're trying to tell ourselves? We've done it last year. We are good enough to at least say, guess what? We lost the European, the Europa League final, but we're in Europa League next season. We go again, but we're not even that. Somehow, Mandem want me to believe that this group of players are not good enough to finish in the top 6 or the top 7. I'm not going to accept that because we did it last season and we said it weren't good enough. The reality is, Amorim is just not that guy. So we know what you do. You just get rid of him and you start again. But don't give me this, oh, yeah, man, you're like, no, bro, we've got the players.
Nobody's protecting Amorim here. Nobody's protecting. For me, the guy was out of his depth day one. When the guy that they brought in, the guy told him his football is not compatible with the way these players are. And you know what? They sacked him. And then they said to him, go ahead and do what you do. He came out in the press conference and told us. Now, comparing Liverpool, a stable football club who has got a clear direction with owners who only move when it makes sense. They don't waste money. They They move when it makes sense. They've got 5 league winners in that fucking in that team. They've got almost a kind of a spine. They add players where they need them. Yes, instead of getting Super Mendy, they'd slot you. But it was Liverpool Football Club and the structure around the coach that specifically picked him, knowing that he has to might tweak a little bit. And all of that was worked out. And in Liverpool support their coach. At the end of the day, the owners might not spend. Manchester, you don't have to spend when you've got one of the best centre-halves in world football, one of the best, deadliest strikers in world football.
But their fan base don't cry every minute.
One of the most creative guys. Listen, at the end of the day, City slipped up. None of us predicted City were going to slip up. None of us predicted that Arsenal were going to slip up again, right? And Liverpool took advantage. But comparing a stable football club in the last decade to Manchester United, that is chaos, it is day and
night. Klopp came to Liverpool. Klopp came to Liverpool in 2015 and left in 2024. The brother was there for about 8 or 9 years and won 1 Premier League title. The Man United fan base are not accepting that.
How many years did it challenge? How many years?
No, but he doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. Listen, no one remembers that. No one remembers the challenge. No one. Listen, I'm just telling you the reality. Yeah, Ollie gonna. Let's start. Look at Ollie. Ollie finished. Let's go with Ollie. Now let me just land. Ollie finished third. Ollie finished. Let me land. 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 The reality is the reality. Ollie finished third. Finished second, went to Europa League final. He got sacked because he was 7th in the league because the fan base said it's not good enough. Like Ollie gave us 2 Champions League qualifications in a row. The brother done 3rd and 2nd. Europa League final loss. We ended up being 7th around December times and we flipping had a meltdown. We said he has to go. The brother went. Liverpool are not doing that when Klopp gives them like 2 Champions League qualifications, whether it's 3rd or 2nd, whether it's flipping 15 points behind the leading team, they're not having this breakdown that we have. As soon as we think we deserve more than what we should, as a fan base, we have this breakdown and the manager has to go. We had it with Mourinho. We had it with other.
More. Well, can I answer? Yeah, we deserve more. I agree with you. But this is the notion that actually pisses me off about YouTube. When we say the things that I'm saying right now, or Noid is saying, people say that we're kind of accepting where we are and lowering the standard. We're not. I just know where we are. For you to say we deserve more, I agree with you. But I also deserve a better crop of players. Because when you sit here and you talk about Liverpool, these 2 teams that were challenging and didn't win, they were finishing on 97 points and 92. I bet you all of us here, if United was that Liverpool team and we lost the league on 97 points, we'd be sitting here talking about a shame how unlucky we were this season to lose by 1 point on 97 points, and how can we go again and win next year?
What I'm saying is this though, Staffy. What I'm saying is this though, Staff. What I'm saying is this though. What I'm saying is we were the best of the rest, but we don't even know ourselves. Has it taken for us to be 16th, 17th to understand that being the best of the rest is not the worst place to build from? being the best of the rest in second, regardless of how many points you are from the top. If you're that bad and you're second, listen. If you're no, listen to this.
So you want fourth place Champions League every season? Is that what you want? You want stability.
What I'm saying is this. Noridi. You are begging for that now. You're begging for that now.
I'm fucking begging for a fucking relegation. I'm not begging for no fucking fourth.
You know why no relegation? You know why no relegation?
I want a relegation. I've been saying it for the past 3 years. I said it 3 years. The only way to get rid of the vultures that you want to ignore because you guys are too hard for you to face up who the real problem in this football club is. It's the fucking owners. It's the fucking owners.
No one disagrees with that. No one disagrees with that.
However you want to spin it, it's the fucking owners.
No one disagrees.
Unless he changes, he ain't changing.
No one disagrees.
He ain't changing anytime soon.
Nobody disagrees with that.
No one disagrees with it.
That's what I'm saying. No,
man can't compartmentalize everything. Like
that's what I'm saying, Rants.
That's it.
Rants. No, Musa, this is what I'm saying though. Everyone's right. This is what the madness is. Everyone's right. But I think what Nuruddin and Staffy, I agree with everybody, but what Musa and Rants are basically saying is that we can still get better out of where we are, regardless of how bad we are. That's the whole point.
But the thing is, you still have to start from Ineos though and getting them standards.
Yeah, but still, everyone's right though. That's why it's a mad conversation to have. It's a pointless conversation.
But this is the point, bro.
The point is, I'm not gonna lie. For me,
the point is we're compartmentalizing and we're talking about different things. But man are trying to conflate two different issues. Yeah. Try and make it look like it's a right and wrong. It's not a right and wrong thing because no one's saying no one's saying that these owners are good. All I said is we're not the only team with shit owners, bro.
We're not.
Managers still have a job to do, bro.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? Man are going on like Fergie weren't winning trophies under the shit Glazers. He still was, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's the point.
Bro, the manager still has a fucking job to do. Yes, we do deserve better players. Yes, we do, bro.
If you said,
Forest don't have better players than us, and they're above us in the league, bro. You know, because they got better.
And this is what I'm trying to say. People are in denial that another manager can get this team in the top 6 without another signing. Like people are in denial of that. Until you understand that, you won't understand how bad Amrin is because this team was there already last year. I don't want it. People start talking about, oh, it was lucky. If it was so lucky, where's Amrin's luck? Do it again then. If it's that luck, do it again. Like you earn your luck in the league.
Last year, Louis, so you're not entitled to do it again this year. No one's fought Forest.
Listen, there is no luck. Listen, Ty. The Premier League doesn't lie. There is when you finish 6th, it's because you deserve to finish 6th. There is no lies.
Again this season, we were 10th or 11th before 10 hogs.
Listen, when the group,
listen. Hey Ty, you see before the game yesterday, and you saw the starting lineup and the bench of both teams, Which 11 are you picking to manage to win the game?
I think we should have won the game. Yeah.
Okay, then. So I'm telling you, we didn't win the game yesterday because their manager performed better than our manager. It had nothing to do with the owners.
Game plan. They sat back.
It had nothing to do with the owners. That was the point I tried to make. So when man are trying to do all the extra shit, like miss me with all that because I understand that these owners are a fucking joke. I understand that. But at the end of the day, bro, the managers are paid to fucking manage. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
And
that's what it comes down to.
That's the truth. It's simple.
But he got it wrong in multiple ways, bro. He sat there and he watched us crash and burn, with all as much as they're saying these players are shit, he had way more at his disposal than Ange Postecoglou. But who won yesterday? But man, they're telling me about fucking Ineos like I don't know. Man, they're telling me about the Glazers like I don't fucking know. They didn't pick the team yesterday. They didn't make the subs yesterday. All of this. So no one's absolving these man of the blame. We're talking about the game yesterday. So why are we making it about something else?
No, because the positioning of where we are in the season has been mentioned. And I think the one statement that I just can't accept is that, oh, if we sack the manager, we will be a lot better. I don't think so. If you tell me, listen,
we will though.
If you tell me, if you tell me this,
it works that way for everyone.
The manager has not done enough this season.
The squad finished with 60 points last year.
Right away, 60
No, hear me out. If you tell me right now, this manager has not done enough this season to warrant next season, I'll shake your hand on it. I'll be like, you know what? You're right. But if you tell me, let's just replace him and get 2-3 players and we'll be good, that is not what I'm sitting here.
How many points did we have last season? How many points did we finish with last season?
What's that?
Last season?
How many points did we finish with last season?
I don't remember. I know we were 8th. I just don't remember.
Yeah, let's just find out the points that we had last season and just remember where we are now. How many points we got now?
Last season, so why is that irrelevant? We have a
It's the same team. It's the same team.
Last season we had 60. Last season we had 60 points.
You know that two attackers. We didn't think we're good enough.
Listen, last season
everybody says we had a great. Everyone listen. It's the same team. And everybody says we had a no. Listen, 1 minute. Everybody says we had a good summer, and everybody says we got rid of the right players. Are we in? Listen, okay. Let me ask a question. The players that we got rid of last season and the players that we added to this season, did it make us a better squad? Because I was told it did.
The team last season was bad and it got worse, and that is the point I'm trying to make.
So you believe the summer? You believe the summer signing? You believe the summer signing?
50 million, we've spent 50 million on a midfielder that we couldn't even start in the Europa League final because the manager didn't think he was good enough, and most of us don't even think he's good. That is the use of funds.
That's not what I heard in the summer. That's not what I heard in this group.
He was at least giving me 10 goals a season. McTominay was scoring me double-digit goals, and I said he's not good enough. Let's replace him, and we replaced him with someone worse.
Yeah,
and that's the point I'm trying to make. I don't mind you saying get rid of the manager. I'm fine with that. He has no legs to stand on. But to pretend that we don't need a complete clear out with some of these players.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, Stuffy. Yeah, listen, I'll be honest with you though. Quickly though, I believe. Listen, I'm not. Everyone knows how I felt about Erik ten Hag, but he doesn't finish in this position with his squad. That's all I know.
Fine. I agree with you, Musa.
So that's why I say that we do better.
So good with another manager.
That's a massive hypothetical.
Let me come inside.
That's a massive hypothetical.
Yeah. Okay, Tyrone.
You cannot say that with any certainty. You cannot say that.
How many points did he pick up?
I don't care what he.
How many points did he pick up in his first 10 games?
All I know that you wanted him out.
How many points did he pick up in his first 10 games?
We wanted him out. We wanted him out.
Based on the average of points that he was picking up this season, and we wanted him out, he would have finished better.
The whole conversation comes down to how we got so many things wrong. The same fan base wanted over Qatar. The same fan base wanted Erik ten Hag out. The same fan base now wants to keep Amorim in. The same fan base wanted Rashford out. The same fan base wanted Anthony in. We as a fan base have driven this club to turmoil as it is. We were the ones that stuck by these decisions as a unit and said, get this guy. We were the one that said Ole needs to go, even after, in hindsight to everyone, Ole did the best in the league. Out of all of these managers, Ole and Jose did the best in the league. And we ran them two out as well.
They out, yeah. And this is the thing. It's like, I hear that. And this is the thing, right? We're talking a lot right now, yeah, in ifs and coulds and shoulds. And I think, like, going back to when Rance was here, big up Rance. Rance's frustration is with the manager, whereas
I agree.
Staffy and Nuruddin's is more with the ownership. I think both are right because Amorim got it wrong yesterday.
I'm with all of them, Ty. I'm all of them. Just one. That is the point that I'm making.
Okay, yeah, all of them.
I have three issues: Ineos, manager, players. That's where I stand.
Bear with me. So I'm with you. I'm with the whole thing, the whole culture, the whole reset. Maybe, like I said when I said at the start of the show, the loss might be the blessing. Actually, the owners need this. Big up Jonathan Hammond.
Jonathan Hammond, man.
The owners needed this, and we need to feel it as fans because it's a true embarrassment. We've been covering it up, papering over the cracks. Ollie finishing second, then getting to the Europa League final. Ten Hag winning trophies. We say we want to win trophies, but then when we win trophies, we're shit in the league and lacking in consistency. Then we get another manager in. Then Amorim's going to paper over the cracks again with a trophy. Then we're saying, okay, the squad of last year should be doing better this year. But at the end of the day, the truth is, this squad being better for me, their standards of being better. Manchester United for me, and yes, people can say, oh, but that was back in the day. I've watched us win the Champions League. I've watched us lose the league on the last day of season. I've watched us go win 3 leagues in a row. I've watched us compete for the league season upon a season. That is the standard I want to get to. I don't care about being better, about competing for 4th, 5th, and 6th. If people think because the squad can do that now,
it's called building blocks.
One set, Musa. Then that's you lot. You lot can go on your bike and go and ride and do whatever you want, the London Marathon together, because I don't give a fuck about that. I want to be competing for the leagues again. I want to be competing for the Champions League because Manchester United can be getting there. And this team is not good enough.
Called building blocks.
One second, the last point, yeah, is that people say, like you were saying just a minute ago, Mr. This team should be doing better. I hear it, yeah, you think it should be doing better. But then when I flip it around and I say to myself, okay, this team could be doing better, but how many of them would I actually keep? I'm keeping Ahmad, I'm keeping Yoro, I'm keeping Kobe, and I don't give a F about the rest. So when we're doing better, how many of them am I keeping? Hardly any of them. So I don't care about them doing better. When we look at Liverpool, who we're comparing them to, and Nuruddin's right, why are we comparing to Liverpool? And you go and ask them, how many of their players are you going to keep?
This is why I disagree. 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 You know why? You know why I disagree though, Ty?
Squad is not good enough. End of.
You know why I disagree, Ty? Because if the lit goes to Liverpool, Mazraoui go to Liverpool, they win the league. Everyone starts talking about we need players like Mazraoui, we need players like the lit. As soon as a player who can listen, these players can play solid 8 out of 10 games, solid technically, defensive wise, defending wise, they can play they're solid to play at a certain level to win. They can be a part of championship winning teams. They can do it. The reality is the whole setup in terms of the club, Ineos, how they pick players, like example, profiling a set of players to play a certain type of way and then bringing in a manager who plays a totally different way. I get it. That's why it all starts from the top and you blame the leadership and you blame the ownership. I fully get it. That's not an issue. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm tired of managers that need players to make their systems look good rather than managers' systems that make players better. I'm used to.
Who hired those managers?
Who are you going
Who
out
hired
there?
those managers? Who hired those managers?
Where are they? Who are they?
Hiring those managers?
No, I agree. We agree. I agree. But what I'm not going to do, listen, I agree that the people that hire those managers are to blame. But when that manager takes the flipping job and no one puts a gun to his head and says, guess what? I can get a number out of them. You also have to handle your business.
Musa, that's why I'm blaming the owner.
The easy fix is always change the manager. Change the manager.
They told him, get this manager, come in and make something better out of these players. They said, you know what? Just see out the season and we'll get you better players in the summer. We can agree or disagree if that was the correct approach or not. But to pretend that was not an issue that was rooted from Ineos is where I have a problem with Musa.
No, but I said it from the beginning. I said it, Safi. I said from the beginning that if no, but I said it from the beginning. I said it.
No longer be a bozo. Do you want Rasmus Holland all of a sudden go from the worst striker in the top 5 leagues to the best striker in the top 5 leagues? Do you want Garnacho all of a sudden to go from the worst dribbling stats in the league to the best dribbling stats in the league? There is so much wrong with this team that when even you tell me, oh, but
it's not just the team. Listen, you're missing a point, Safi. You're missing a point, though. It's not just the team. It's not just the team.
One issue. He wanted to play DM in a team that had the best goalkeeper in the league, the best defender in the league, the best winger in the league with the highest input in the league. If you tell me improve one player, I'll be like, you know what? Fair enough. That's not too much to ask from one manager. But you're looking at a pile of shit, Musa. And
I'm asking you a question, Staffy. Okay, I'm asking you a question, Staffy. Yeah. Okay, I'm asking you a question. If a group of players are crap and you bring in a manager in, can he not sustain the level that they were at last season? Why can he not sustain? Why has every player got worse? Why has every player got worse?
I agree with you.
Why is every player getting worse?
But here's why I blame Ineos. We should have kept, and I've said it on this channel so many times, by that logic that you just had, we should have kept Wood Van Nistelrooy. He was not going to change anything in the system.
I said it.
In 4 games, play a more compact midfield, and we didn't lose. You know why we didn't sustain Musa? Because they said, hey, listen, you come in, take over this, switch everything, and let's hope it just works out. It should have never happened to begin with. And that's why you can't sustain anything when you ask someone to come in and change it. They asked them, they're the issue with this whole thing. They should have never assigned them to do this.
You know what's mad, yeah? Big up, by the way, big up to Jonathan again. He just gifted 10 members as well. Shout out to Jonathan, man. I don't know who you are, but big up to you. You know what it is, man? I think we're caught in between the whole argument. I think we're all right, yeah. But I do believe, yeah, we can say Amrin is out of his depth, yeah. But, bro, we still have to focus on these guys hiring a manager in a toxic environment and say, yo, deliver, you know, and it was almost like a poison chalice. It was almost like a poison job to take in. Does Musa, I'm right with you, there has to be a solid baseline, though. He has failed on a solid baseline. He has failed at not only improving players, building consistency, building positive results, and having an identity within the team. He has failed completely. But my question to us, and that's where Staffy's going in, We have to focus on the guys that brought him in here.
Yeah, but we're all Ineos out. But where do we go with that? We're all Ineos out. None of us wanted Ineos. Even when people were telling me at the start of this season, give him a chance, I said, no, these men, I'm not giving them no chance. I don't want to hear nothing about the signings that they're making. I said to you, if Ineos go in and get Amorim, they have to treat the January transfer window like the summer transfer window. They have to get this man about at least 4 players because he is not in a position to do anything with the players that he's got. And this is why I say, this is what I blame Amorim for. If Amorim knew he was coming into this job and he would not be backed in January, and he was bold enough to think that he could actually do something with his players that would not put him in a position to get sacked, see you later. Because he believed in himself so much that he could come into this squad with this group of players, not need a January transfer window, and do much better than he's doing now. Amorim says it with his own words, and the fact that Amorim has failed.
Exposed Musa, don't do that. He literally said we're gonna get exposed.
No, Amorim's been asked plenty of times, has it gone worse than you have predicted?
Yeah,
and he said yes.
He expect to be 16.
Yeah, of course. So this is what I'm trying to say. So getting exposed to Amorim and to all of the Man United fans was finishing 10th. That's getting exposed.
I agree.
So the fact that he's this far, and this is what I said the other day, it's like a boxer. You go into a fight, championship fight, and you are the favorite to win. If you get sparked in the second round, and that puts you in problems throughout the whole fight, it doesn't mean you're a bad boxer. You're just going to lose this fight, and you're going to have to live to fight another day. Amorim might not be a bad manager, but the whole predicament and circumstances that he's allowed himself to come into in this football club and not get a January transfer window has put him in a position where he has to say goodbye to Man United. The reason being is the season starts again in 2.5 months. Nothing is changing in morale-wise with these group of players in 2.5 months that's going to allow this manager to have a new start. And that's the issue. If a new manager comes in that doesn't have the past that Amorim has right now, he will get a tune out of these players. We're not saying that they're going to compete or they're going to do something different. It's just that.
Hold on. Can I say this?
Where you're talking about, you basically feel like the club are delaying the inevitable because in 8 weeks not much can change. So you think come October, November?
Yeah, because they've created. You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? They've allowed an environment to be created underneath this manager that's going to take a lot of a turnaround to actually make things work. And I feel like by doing that, you're just, like you said, you're prolonging it because they've allowed it. Like you see a negative environment. We've all been to certain jobs where a certain manager will create a negative environment, and even if you're a good worker, there's no turning back. There's no going back. It's like it's long.
Let me say something.
So my question to you is that I don't think Amorim. I hear you. The analogy is great, by the way, especially the job I do, but I don't think Amorim creates a negative environment. I think he's a good communicator. I think he does believe in himself, but the message, obviously, what we're seeing on the pitch is not quite delivering at the moment. But you just mentioned something about the culture of the football club, which is what Nuruddin and Staffy have been saying, and I agree with it. And it's going to take time. Amorim clearly said it's going to take a long time. The club have even said it's going to take a long time. So then getting your first manager in and then turfing him out in the summer without a summer window basically takes us back to the far step again of we're still going to get rid of that culture when the culture is going to take long anyway. Do you not want to give him a window and at least give him a chance?
It's the fan base, man. Whether we want to do it or not, you know what it is though.
And sorry, quickly,
you know what it is though.
One second.
You know what it's time.
The ultimate thing is obviously the conversation from today is a lot of people want the manager gone. Saeed even said to me earlier, I'm done with the manager. I'm like, do you know what? I'm still going to give him the summer and I want to see how it goes. The question is, with you, Musa, and even the rest, are you not done with Amorim then? You don't see him getting...
No, you know what my position is this time? My position is this. If Amorim starts the season, don't sack him until the end. That's all I'm on.
Yeah.
So whoever's saying Amorim in, blah, 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 if Amorim starts this season, do not sack this manager until the end of it. You just take the hit. Whatever happens, happens, but don't be trying to bring me in a manager halfway through. So know what you're doing. If you don't sack Amorim,
if we start with Amorim next season and we don't get European football again, that's gonna delay. Hold on, Rúben. That's gonna delay another 3 years. We don't know when we're gonna. We don't know. We don't know when we're gonna get back into European football at this rate. We have no clue if we're capable under this manager to get back into European football. Every other team in the league looks so much. so much better than us on every match week, right?
I agree.
Look at this way. He decided to come in middle of the season and said he's gonna be as stubborn as anything. His stubbornness and not willing to adapt and change is going to cost us. And it's not even the formation, you know, because other teams play back three as well. It's the implementation of the players from the squad. It's the usage of tools in the squad. A person who works with tools, yeah, if they don't have the right tools, they can complain, innit? I get it. But a person who's got the right tools can also be a lazy worker. Yeah, and not use the tools properly. It's not like he doesn't have the tools, bro. He had enough for him to make something out of the season. He regressed statistically, factually, performance, mentally, physically, in all metrics that you can see. He regressed into the league. The league was, in essence, his practice ground for the Europa, and we discounted the league. He came in middle, and he had the audacity yesterday. One, you know, when a manager's done, he starts talking like this. He said, "We played better than the opposition." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just because you had the ball in certain moments and you made it look like you were more aggressive, you didn't. They stuck to the plan. Spurs do not play sat back football, but they did that to control the game. It was total control from Ange. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew that this manager is not going to secure a win with Rasmus Højlund. It's like, just come and have a go. Take the shots you want to take. He knew when Ange probably saw that lineup and thought to himself, thank my lucky stars, mate. Got away with one here. Nice and easy.
This is the moment to dispel that myth.
Yeah, they were one bad pass away from 2 goals. Don't forget. They probably saw Onana. They saw Rasmus Højlund. They saw Bruno Fernandes. I said, listen, they did not have Madison and Kulusevski, 2 of their main players, if not their most important players. Their most experienced player was on the bench. And they still outclassed us without playing the football that they usually play, which is highline football. And you want this manager to sit there and say, "Oh, I am going to stick by my principles." If he believes, his principles are the best thing since Pep Guardiola football, since Johan Cruyff football, his ego does not match his stats and his performances. I think doing the internship with Jose Mourinho has got to his head too much. Has got to his head way too much, to the point where he thinks he can do whatever he wants. The fact that he turned Kobe Mino from the player we know to what we see now, and people are like debating. Bro, the fact that he didn't sell Garnacho in January and kept playing him, it tells you all you need to know. The fact that he didn't give Anthony an ample amount of chance, as much as we wanted Anthony gone, he's the manager. He didn't use Anthony as a wing back. He knows Ahmad's stats are better as a wing back, but decided not to do it yesterday. He knows Mazraoui looks better in a back three, but he decided not to do it yesterday. So his stubbornness is what is going to cost us. I don't know if you guys watch his interviews, with like CBS and all of these. In the interviews, he's saying, "I do not care. I will stick to what I know." And he said, "I told you guys." To the interviews, he's saying, "I told you guys." It's not a shock that we lost. What how can we allow this? I do like the guy. I think he's well spoken, but he's literally throwing sand in our eyes, game in, game out. I can't excuse this because I'm sorry. I'm not as much as I can be a hypocrite in this moment. I cannot be a hypocrite to Eric. I cannot be a hypocrite to Jose, to Ole. None of these managers, bro. Karma's a bitch, and I don't want bitch biting me. You man who want the manager in can. I don't want that smoke, bro. We had this same scenario with Jose, and he's shown us the blueprint. The exact same, if not worse, because he had his main players on crutches, and he fucking did it with fucking some of these players. With some of these players, bro. And
see the players that this manager's got.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm not going. Look at it this way, his man management. The fact that Garnacho has the audacity, to come out and say what he said in the Spanish media, I think, to say that, "Oh, I don't know, I only played 90 minutes." Like the odd. You saw Brennan's interview, right? You saw yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw. The guy said, "I don't care if I scored the goal. I don't care if it's an own goal. I don't care if the kit man is on the goal scorer list. I'm just happy that the team.
Yeah, it's easy saying that after playing 90 minutes and getting the winner.
Hold on, I'm not done cooking.
Miss me with that.
Son is the most experienced player. The most experienced player in Spurs, the number one leader in Spurs. Ben is the other one who's been to a final. He's in the bench. Son said, I am lucky to have this squad. I am lucky. Time and time again, you see Bruno Fernandes' interview. What did he say? What does he say in his interviews? He says, oh, it'd be a good moment for me if we win. I can look back at my future. It would be an individual moment. This guy, this individualistic mentality in our team. You see
the only one that cared.
In an interview with Owen, he said Rasmus Højlund said, oh, you know what, when I signed from Atalanta to here, I didn't realize that the media and these men are gonna get onto me like this. Actually, Martial got injured. He said Martial and them man got injured, and I had to play many games, and I was in the middle of looking for a house. These are the interviews. This is his words, bro. And this is the level of players we have in this club. And you want this manager seeing this, by the way, and yet deciding not to play Joshua Zirkzee. Decided
he just came back from 2 months out, fans. What are you doing?
He's on the bench. We saw what he done when he came on. He was on the bench. When the players did
one leg on, Joshua Zirkzee is better than
one leg. He was on. We saw what he done when he came on.
We all know that. We all know that, Musa. I think.
So what did he do when he come on though?
Earlier, but he couldn't have started.
No, but I'm saying.
Listen, see when you've been injured, yeah. This is the false things that people say. When you've been injured, it's better to have a warm-up with the squad and actually start the game and come off early than it is to just run on in the last 20 minutes and try to catch up to the pace of the game. Yeah, it's actually better to start the game.
For 6 weeks.
But he was on the bench, and we saw, he was on the bench, and we saw what he was capable of when he came on. It would have been better for him to have a warm-up and to actually start the pace of the game and understand it with the whole team, than rather to just come on and you've been injured and the game's moving faster than you got to adapt. It would have been easier for me.
If he started the game and he started slow and got injured, we would have said, why did he rush?
He wouldn't have started slow. Listen, the reality is this. We all would have understood that and this is why I say, you go false 9. This is why I said Erik ten Hag doesn't lose yesterday. You either go false 9 and you force your mount up front and then let others play like Garnacho and stuff like that.
Or false 9, I agree with you.
Yeah, you either go false 9 or you play Zirkzee. That was the only option. Højlund was not an option yesterday. And that's the problem, because he didn't take the other options. And the reality is that all of these guys, like for me, I don't know if it's not for you lot guys, but is there not 15 players in this squad that you guys could pick to get a tune out of to get you in the top 6?
Well, of course it is.
No, not in the top 6.
There isn't.
Top 6.
Of course it is.
There isn't.
There is. Of course there is.
We are not in the top 6.
No.
There is. Of course there is.
If you go bar for bar,
of course there is.
If you go bar for bar, player
of course there is.
You count bar for bar, player for player, bro.
Bar for bar.
We have the worst goalkeeper and the worst striker in the league. Those two.
We have it.
Do we have a better squad than Nottingham? Yes or no?
10 maybe. Top 10.
Do we have a better squad than
I said,
Nottingham? Yes or no?
I said 14 players that can make you compete. I didn't say you get it, but I said that will compete for the top 6.
Do we have a better squad than Nottingham? Do we have a better squad than Nottingham?
Yeah, we do.
So yes. So the answer is yes. It's as simple as this season. So it'll be yes. It's as simple.
So we're 7th. What did you just do for me? You just put me 7th.
No, but these guys can get
better squad than Nottingham. So you'll be above
7th from Nottingham.
But what we're saying, Nottingham could be in the Champions League, but they're in it until the last game of the season.
We're talking about 6th and 7th, like we're not 16th, like we would not take 6th and 7th.
That's fine. I don't mind you saying that.
It's like we're accepting this mediocrity, bro.
You're doing the same thing that they send in the chat. I'm not accepting mediocrity. I just know the shit that they put us in. Are we 16th? No, I agree with you. But I'm not going to say, we're just one manager away from being 6th. We are not. Because if I listen to you guys, it means next season I have to watch Maguire again. I have to watch Shaw again.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. You know what we're saying, Staffy? We're saying based on the players that we have now, and we know that we're going to get about 4 players in, we're one manager away with the sales that we make and the players that we can keep and the 4 that we can add on to get top 6, top 5. We are one manager away. Because the squad is not as bad as you wanted to believe. Listen, the squad is not as bad as what people believe. Even Ugarte, People want to come and rubbish Ugarte, but you see Ugarte.
You increase dramatically. You add 2-3 Mavericks into the squad. We had 2-3 Mavericks in the same squad with your Pogbas, your Martials, and
it was different.
And look where they finished.
It was different.
Because you need game winners. You need game winners. If you take out the players that we don't want this summer, you take out the players that we don't want this summer, you bring 2-3 Mavericks and a better coach. This team.
If we sack this manager, remember, this Ugarte talk ain't going to be the same. If man want me to believe that Ugarte is totally crap.
Oh my God.
Nah, bro. Hey, yo, I'm not there.
I'm not Ugarte. See me,
Musa, you're not qualified. You told me Casemiro
I'm not Ugarte.
Win the game for us yesterday.
We just
You told me that Casemiro and
Maverick.
Bruno and the big players were gonna.
No, I don't support. You remember, Saeed?
You told me that.
You know what he's saying? I can be fair. I never wanted Ugarte, but I know he's not this crap. I just know he's not this crap.
I promise you he is. I promise you.
He's not. He's not. He's not this crap.
You just told me what you told me about the Maverick. I will not accept.
He's not this crap.
Very channel. Saeed, you built a big platform.
I've seen him for Uruguay. I've seen him before. He's not this crap.
How many subs do you have? You're over 150K, right? For the respect of the 150K people that subbed to Saeed TV over the years, I will not accept a sentence that said Pogba's a Maverick and it's followed up with Ugarte. Please, let's respect Pogba and who he was as a player and what he's done for this team. Because to put those two in the same sentence is insane.
But you believe? Okay, let me understand this. Yeah, because I'm saying you see me. I believe Ugarte as a deep line number 6 in a midfield 3 with 2 ballers in front of him is not this bad. It's not this bad.
He couldn't do it with PSG. They saw them.
What do you mean he couldn't do it?
And they're in the final right
now. What couldn't he do? What couldn't he do for PSG?
He couldn't play. You're saying he's a deep line midfielder. He couldn't pass a ball for shit over there. So
no, he's a breaker. I'm not saying he's a deep line midfielder. I'm saying playing as a deep line 6. Breaking up the ball and passing it to the guys in front of him.
He's not a solo 6. The guy's shit.
He did. He done it for PSG.
15 million waste.
He done it for PSG.
Tyrone, do you rate Ugarte? You rate him?
Not on the ball now.
Who wanted him though? Who wanted him? Because I remember when I didn't want Ugarte, Bear Man told me they wanted him. Ty, you wanted Ugarte.
You know, Ugarte for me, all I just say, he's a fixture-proof guy. Ugarte's one of them guys. He wanted them tough away games away from home. That is it. Yeah, just destroy the game.
Okay, no, my point is this: Do you not believe he's as crap as he's been this season? That this is his level.
I don't think he's bad as That's the one thing I've always been consistent over here.
No,
I think. But when we were getting him, you believed he was the level. You can't just go from him not being the level.
In certain conditions where I was like, yo, I can't allow him to be playing midfield on his own.
So what is he good at? Can you tell me what he's good at? Ugarte, I want to hear what you think he's good at.
For me, I think he's good at getting the ball back when we lose it in a good press.
Terrier in there.
Okay,
he does the shit that people don't like, but it's not.
But that's what you need him for.
No, that's not all you need from a 6, Musa. You said it.
Ugarte, what he does, he needs a ball playing midfielder. Let me give an example. Yeah. Let me give an example.
Hold on a minute. Enrique, like Adewale is saying there, Enrique didn't want him. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen to this. I'm just trying to listen. I didn't want Ugarte, and I told everyone we should not get him. But what I'm telling you is he's not as crap as what we've seen this player. This season, every player has dropped down levels this season. And this is why we're jumping out the window.
So he hasn't been bad breaking up play though.
But this
he hasn't been bad breaking up play.
Yeah, he's been alright.
What else does he offer? What else?
No, I think for me,
you see that?
I think
he's a centre midfielder, bro. Like,
I look at it. I'm just seeing the conditions he's been put in this season. I do believe it is harsh when we are struggling to build up play, and he's the one that's receiving the ball in tight spaces. We know he's not that guy, but I also believe that if you put him alongside maybe a competent footballer and you then I'm not saying take away.
You know what? Sorry. Let me tell you the system that I saw. You know what the system that I saw at the front of this, at the start of the season, I saw Ugarte playing next to Eriksen in the Europa League with Ahmad on the right, Bruno in the 10, and Rashford.
Who was that against?
It doesn't matter. He was when he got the ball and he broke it up. He gave it straight to Eriksen. Now let me just say something. Even then, I didn't want him. I'm not saying he's the best. But when he got the ball back and gave it straight to Eriksen, the ball was progressed. straight away to Ahmad, straight away
All due
to
respect. Listen, all due respect to the audience. We lost the Europa League final, and Ugarte was not even on the pitch. So let's talk about Ugarte. Ugarte was on the pitch last night.
That's the point.
The problem is for Man United.
Let's talk about Casemiro. Let's talk about Bruno. Let's talk about Luke Shaw. Let's talk about Maguire. Let's talk about the players who play.
Ahora sí va, en serio. Ahora seguro. Tic-tac, tic-tac, tic-tac. Empezamos.
One at a time.
The problem is, right? If you've got
Tyrone then Nuruddin.
And like what you were trying to land, Saeed, if you've got a technical player next to Ugarte, then it can enable Ugarte to focus on his strength, which is trying to win the ball back and be a terrier, like Moose is saying. But if you've got Casemiro and Ugarte together, we all know that they're not productive in passing and breaking lines and doing that. Then you both got two players that are trying to use their strengths, but basically they're nullifying each other. So actually, it becomes counterproductive.
That's my point.
You've got to have partnerships that work.
That's my point.
Do you know what my point is, though? I feel like, again, I brought up this point before, yeah? Like, we've got rid of Fred, and Fred was much more of a baller than what Ugarte was. Because
Thank you, man.
They break up play. They both break up play. But
he had something.
Can go and get you 8 or 9 goals this season. Because in Eric Ten Hag's first season, he done exactly that. Before McTominay went on his goal run, it was Fred popping up with the goals and the big goals as well. But if we're talking about breaking up play, in my opinion, a midfielder today who breaks up play still has to be progressive.
So you're saying Adam Wharton?
The reason why I say this, look at Caicedo as well. A brilliant example. And the only reason why I say this is because you forget where midfielders win the ball sometimes. They win the ball in areas where they are isolated. So now what can you do on the ball in order to either sustain possession or move the ball forwards? And sometimes he wins the ball back. Well, a lot of the times he wins the ball back. Then he's isolated. I swear to God, this is when you know someone's not a great baller. And if you've all kicked ball, a man has the ball at his feet, but he's doing this. He hasn't scanned. He doesn't have a picture. He doesn't know anything. So his brain is dead, bloodshot. And this is why I don't rate Ugarte at all. I think today to be even a good midfielder, you have to be decent, at least half decent on the football. You win the game in the middle of the park, bro. You can't just have someone who's a good tackler. That's for right back. That's for right back, bro. For someone who can just tackle, that's for full back. That's for a centre half and then another centre half to partner him to make him feel confident. That is not for the middle of the park, bro. And that's just my God's honest opinion, isn't it? Do you get it? 5-yard pass don't change anything.
I hear it, yeah.
But I think it's actually better.
In the league, Rice, Caicedo, and Wharton are the three that you'd look at.
Yeah, I actually think this conversation about Ugarte is not. We never know. Ugarte came into a team that is
destroyed in midfield.
That is being.
Look what Bruno did to Casemiro last night. We're talking about Ugarte, man.
Casemiro was better than Bruno. Casemiro was better than Bruno.
So listen. Yeah. At the end of the day, some of these people were telling me that these big players were going to turn up, and I said to you guys, some of you, I said, listen, I don't trust this team. I've never trusted this fucking team. But the trust them, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Ramontada, all this bullshit, all that went out the window. For me, I look at this football club, and I think whether it's Rúben Amorim, whether it's Erik ten Hag, whether it's whoever the manager is, the people who bought them here, you're letting them got scot-off free. When you talk about just the coach, nobody, Vass was talking like all of us here were defending Rúben Amorim. I know he wasn't in my even top 3. What is he talking about of possible managers that can coaches that can come into Manchester United? At the end of the day, and I'll keep repeating it, you can't strip asset a football club and expect the football club to finish in the top 6 or top 4. Forget about challenging for a league title. And I commend you, Tyrone, for keeping the standards, bro. Like, for saying, no, we need to challenge. We have no right to win, but we need to challenge. But unfortunately, the owners will. And that's why I keep repeating myself. People think I'm joking. Say knows me. It's no joke. I want relegation because then I'll have to see if the Pants have got the cojones to walk away from that stadium. Or to
I don't mind relegation as well. I'll be real with you.
It's the closest we've gotten to Nuruddin. Next year, no Champions League, no Europa League, not even Conference League. We all know we're not going to compete. This is going to be the worst season outside of Europe. Because at least in previous seasons, we knew we could bounce back and get back into top 4. We can't.
We shouldn't have to go through relegation to have a proper reset. The club can't reset.
Yeah, I don't want us to get relegated, though.
And
that's the closest.
No, I do because you know why? It's
if I say that, then they'll say nasty things to me in the chat.
Listen, I promise you,
get away with it.
I do because I think that's the wake-up call. And the ownership model deserves to be relegated.
You don't think this is a wake-up call, Nuruddin?
Nah,
I think
are you taking the piss?
This has to be, bro. Relegate. Be careful what you wish
for.
1
point, Nuruddin, we've lost the final to a team that's not won something in years. 17th, whatever it is. We've lost how many home games?
I'm gonna read it now.
It can't get any worse. Like, what do you mean? Like you said, it can't get any worse.
Tyro.
We've got a striker. We've got a striker that basically got our centre backs better than our striker. Like, what's going on?
Tyro.
I don't think we get back up by the way.
Listen to me. Manchester United team that went down in the 70s are way better than this team. They had more fight. They had more togetherness. And you know, in those days, in the 1970s, it was only 2 points for a win. So listen, Manchester United did not win.
Bro.
Let me just say this. Manchester United are on 39 points. Saeed set 5 months ago, Saeed set a target for this football club. Win 2 league games in a row.
Yeah.
Right. So this idea, for me, I want to talk about the fans who've been conditioned is Europa League or bust.
Yeah, but by the way, it's a fan base season as well, Ruben.
Of course we are. The fan base is a huge problem. Rúben Amorim gonna win the league. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up, you pricks. Win what? Win
some man might have to turn off their cameras.
What? Win what?
That was me last
win
night.
What? At the end of the day, where Manchester United are is where we are. We deserve the owners that we have, the bootlickers, Ineos bootlickers, and Glazer bootlickers who tell you it's not that bad. We just need to get a coach. That's all. One coach will do it. Listen, nobody's coming to save you. But don't worry. In the next 3 weeks, you'll get Gorkes is going to save us. Cunha is going to save us. This player is going to save us. That player is going to save us. Ain't nobody saving us.
But I don't think they're coming to us.
The only thing I'll say this, look what happened with Newcastle. Mike Ashley was taking the piss out of them with his ownership medal. Taking it, treating it like they were Sports Direct.
Who's coming to us with 17th though, really? Mandem, like, I know Cunha is, I think, on the way to maybe becoming a United player. Hold on a minute, let me land.
United is a place to get paid. People get
but
to get
I don't think the money's there now, man. I don't, brother. They can't even afford to pay for flipping tickets. Do you think
they asked about that?
And you see when people talk about reset,
yesterday I was speaking to
if you're talking about reset,
I was speaking to Mazarawi's uncle yesterday. You know his uncle, man. And bro, like them man are even telling me, yo, like it's dark, guys. Behind the scenes, dark.
We saw that. I don't need to.
So what you're saying, we can attract players, bro.
I'm not asking. I don't want to attract players. Are you taking the piss? I'm telling you, it's the way the media propaganda.
I'm It's different now. I really do.
I'm talking about the Saeed. I'm talking about the Ineos spin. I'm not talking about play. No player in their right mind would ever come and touch this cancer. No player in their right mind.
No, that's a Cunha.
What I'm talking about is the spin. The spin, that's what I'm talking about. To keep the fan base, the bootlickers, give them something, throw them a boot for them to lick. And the rest of the fans are sheep. Nah, we'll be clapping or something like that. Well done, boys. Unlucky. Well done. Well done. Listen, burn the fucking place down. Start again. And we only do that by relegation.
Listen, see me.
Then it's a reset. They can never make money. They're still making money from Manchester United.
Brentford last season, Brentford finished. See, everyone's always hyping. Last season, Brentford finished, I think, 17th on 39 points. The same as what we're on. Yeah, that's the example. Where can we get from finishing so low? And what's the jump? Who's done it? It was Brentford that was down there fighting for their lives last season. I think they finished about 17th or something, if you check the table, and they had about 39 points. And then this season, they're sitting in around 9th or 8th, and they could finish as high as, I don't know, 8th or 7th this season. I'm not too sure. So that's that's the only progress that we're looking at in terms of what we can do if we can change it. A lot of people think that we can't, but I think we can. And I think we have more as a club to even push a bit higher and get top 6 back into the Europa League. And the issue with Amrin's this. It's not only been that the fact that Amrin's come in and we're this low. One of the issues that we're having, and this is why everyone's saying we need to compete. We need to play a good brand of football. Fact. The competing stuff will come with that. Us finishing in the Europa League position, playing a good brand of football, and everyone believing that we have something to build on will get us there. It's not just about
years that I've not seen that. In 13 years, I've not seen any good football. What football have I seen? So
Ollie played football.
Good football going to come from?
Ollie's team played football, man.
He's talking about the foundation, which is right. That's the foundation.
We need a foundation to play from. I think we need a foundation to play from. We need a foundation to do it.
Foundation is when you hit rock bottom. That's relegation. That is where
we are rock bottom.
You start again.
We're rock bottom.
No, we're not.
It can get worse.
No, we're not.
You know what it is?
No,
we're relegated without the title, Mandem. That's what we are. Because in the day, the bottom 3 that were coming up, we knew they were relegated. We knew. Everyone said, you know what, they're getting relegated. So we are relegated, but I just
without the fact. This is your bottom.
In our heart, we're relegated. That makes me actually think about what I said more. How can we be? Let's be honest. Us and Spurs were the 2 worst Premier League teams. The bottom 3 are championship teams, so don't count them. We are the 2 worst Premier League teams. How can we see a season like this and say, you know what? As bad as the season was, the manager needs to go. However, let's go again with these players again. I just can't comprehend it, bro. I think because of how bad the season has been, I genuinely mean it when I tell you we need at least 10 players to come in. I know it's not financially possible. It's probably not going to happen. But because of how exceptionally how bad the season has been, you need to give me an exceptionally good summer. Like, that is my demand right now to this board.
I highly disagree with 10
players. Spurs finished 2 points off top 4 last season.
1 second, Musa. 1 second.
Wow.
Stop it. Why if Nottingham Forest can bring 10 players? Why can't we bring 10 players? We make 3 times, 4 times.
Yeah, but that's not the
point. Why can't? You know why we can't? Because the owner wants to fucking win. Their owner wants to be successful, and our owner's going to collect money and moan about the stock exchange.
Their owner, by the way, is the owner of Olympiacos, so he already has a bigger club that is competing in Europe. So he takes this team, and I swear to God, just go look at the transfer that they made last year into this year. They made so many signs. They actually did a whole team, a whole fucking rebuild. They did a Chelsea, but it was low key. No one noticed it because they're a small club. Just go. I beg you, go back and look at the transfers.
Mandem,
I noticed that.
You know what? Big up everyone. Yo, it's the morning after, man. It's the day after. Sorry, it's crazy right now. Isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Hello, yo.
Saeed, yo, bro. Yo, big up you, man. You went all the way.
I'm half awake, man. I don't know how I'm awake, man. Here.
Saeed went all the way there to watch this shit, like, bro.
Yeah, tapas at least.
Imagine.
The tapas side.
I cannot imagine being in that stadium yesterday.
I didn't get
myself. That was crazy. Yeah, Mandem. We don't need 10 players to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Enquiries said no. Go on.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah. Can hear you. Cut off.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second.
You're good.
You're good.
I think I really think we need 5 to 7.
All I know, Spurs finished 2 points. Spurs finished 5th last season, 2 points off the top 4, and here they are. They're not thinking about buying a whole new. They know that the squad that they got finished 2 points.
I feel like their squad ain't similar to ours. Like, they ain't got players that have been there for like 10 years, bro. We got players like Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Maguire. Like, bro, if you look at Son, Davies, who else in their team you look at me? They've been there for like
pretty much the only 2 old players they have.
Yeah, but that's the same with us, though, Saeed. We don't have a lot.
Let me finish my point. Sorry, I got a phone call. Mandem, yeah, it's dire right now. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we played. It was one of them games yesterday where we could have played 3 of them same games and not scored. You know, you watch United and you think you could play 180 minutes of football and not score. There was nothing there. Like, It was worse than Ten Hag ball yesterday. I'm going to be honest with you. It was really, really bad. Like, it was like clueless. I mean, even the players he picked in regards to taking long to bring Zertsky on. I mean, his first touch told me everything, innit? And then Maino, and I mean, it was bad. It was so bad. This manager's moving into the coward realm for me. Like, I mean, you're playing 7 defensive players in a final against the Spurs team that, bar that Solanke chance when he tripped over the ball. I mean, what did Spurs actually do, Monday? Like, they weren't very good.
They didn't have a shot in the second half, Leon.
They
it's
were.
factual.
This manager's got no balls, blood.
Let's think about it. Yeah, we pretty much scored an own goal, and then they sat back for 10 minutes and defended an own goal. Let's be honest. So that's how bad of a standard of football it was. In regards to the club, we don't need 10 players. I'd love to have 10 players. Don't get it wrong. Sorry, we do need a lot of players, but we don't need. This is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, we don't need 10 players to reach 6th place. I'm going to be honest with you, Mandem. You could do it with 4 signings this summer if you did the right players and you actually played youth and played profiles and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of what Musa says, I agree with massively, because at the end of the day, yeah, we're not stupid. A lot of the fans have been forward to say this manager doesn't have what he wants, so he can't achieve what he wants. I don't want a manager like that anymore, Mandem. Like this whole notion that you can't achieve a place that's between 8th and 4th in the table because the manager doesn't have the perfect system. He's not good then. That's I'm putting it down to black and white. Like, coach, let's be real. We know for a fact right now, if there was a Tuchel or a Conte or even maybe an unknown manager who came in and wanted to prove himself, he would coach these players to more than 6 wins. He would coach these players to a cohesive style of football. He would coach these players to a positive goal difference. Do you know what I'm saying? And just doing that alone would build confidence and get you in 6th position. This is a poor season, Mandem. This is a very poor season, points-wise. Very, very poor.
Oh, we might have hit 40 points.
But I mean, the whole table, Saeed. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not a outreachable thing. So we need that as basics, and we're just gonna have to be patient because Ineos did sign good players in the summer. They signed enough for us to improve. We obviously need way more. Hopefully, this summer with a lot of people leaving, a couple of bozos will stay. We get some more, but I just genuinely can't back Rúben Amorim at this point. Whatever happens with him happens, but you've not shown me really anything. I mean, look at the whole season. Like we speak about it a lot. Like 6 wins, Mandem, and it's been. I mean, do you really think?
Leon, can I ask you something?
Do you really think when he gets all these players, we're going to see a massive? We're just going to suddenly turn around. What do you think?
No, can I ask you something, Leon? Can I ask you something? Forget the manager right now. He's not my way. When is it valid for me to say enough is enough with certain players? Like, I've watched some of these players. As I said, Shaw's been here for 12 years. Maguire's been here since what, 2020, 2019? I forgot. So he's been here for about 6 years. Bruno's been here for about 6 years. Rashford has been here his whole life. These are just some examples. When do I, as a fan, say, you know what, this project failed. We tried to revive it with Ten Hag and then it failed again. And then now we tried to I don't know if they were trying to salvage it with Rúben Amorim or not, but it's not working. When is it enough for me to say, you know what, fuck the manager. I don't care who my manager is next season. I generally do mean it. This is me personally. I don't care who it is. But when is it enough for me to say, you know what, I just want to see a new team. I want to see a new project built around new players. When am I allowed to say that?
That's why
I said I need at least 10 players in. Like, that was the example I was giving.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but some of the managers, it's both the players and the managers' fault because the managers seem to still select the same shit Mandem and put a lot of trust in the same shit.
But that's why I want them gone. But that's why.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's why I said, Leon, put the manager aside. I don't care who he is.
The managers are enabling the club to keep things. Because I never believe that a manager gets told and sat down like, Staffy, you're the manager, and we pull you in the office and we say, if you don't play Rashford, forget it, mate. You're out the door. That's bullshit. I don't believe that at all. And
no, but that's not what I'm saying either. Like Leon, I'll give you an example. We lost in 2020 with Bruno against Villarreal. 5 years later, I lost to Spurs with Bruno in the same final in the Europa League.
But the manager loves him.
No, I get you, but that's what I'm saying. Forget the manager. He's not my problem right now. He could leave, bro. Okay, Amorim out. In the sake of this argument, Amorim out. All right. Okay. When is it enough for? When is it valid for me to say I've had enough of trying to win a team? To win in a team with Bruno. Now I want someone else to come in and be the best player in my team.
But he doesn't. You don't even.
One, as I said, it's Shaw.
I'm with you, Staffy, but you don't have to go that far.
We're both right. I agree.
Yeah, but you don't have to go that far.
You know what it is, Staffy? Do you know when I come online? Yeah, so I'll just pass it over to Musa 2 sections.
No, go on.
When I come online, I look at. You're not wrong. Nuruddin's not wrong. You got to rip the project up and start again. Come on, bro, Mandem. If we're in the office right now, yeah, with limited sporting director knowledge, go sell Bruno for 50 million. I'll buy you 2 players that will be way better for the team. Easy.
People were saying they wouldn't sell him for 150, Leon. And that's what I'm saying. When is enough?
Yeah,
when can I reinvest that money? Sorry, in like a Shirky and just move on with a new project.
Staffy, enough is enough time ago. We spoke about it in streams time, but you know what it is for me? I get to a point where I think what's realistic versus what I want, and what's realistic is some of these guys will stay, but I'm looking at variables I can control. You understand where I'm coming from? And the variables that I can control is why are you still selecting these Mandem? Like I would go to the youth and pick out players with the right.
You don't have to go that far.
I would go, yeah.
Luke Shaw is not starting. No, Luke Shaw is not a starting left back. Harry Maguire does not have to be a starting defender.
Exactly.
Bruno Fernandes does not have to be a starting midfielder. Marcus Rashford does not have to be a starting forward. There are other players that you can pick without those four, without other 5 players. Like the number of
I don't know
players,
where this loyalty to the players come from.
No, but my thing is, the problem is,
it's players who don't even play. But it's players who don't even play.
That are not playing. It's not that deep. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you don't play. You don't.
Why are we getting stuck? Luke Shaw hasn't played all season.
Luke Shaw's been playing now.
Harry Maguire, when the lit's been fit, Harry Maguire hasn't played. When the lit's been fit, it was the lit, Martinez, and Mazraoui. That was his back three. These players haven't played. The only one I agree with you with is Bruno Fernandes. The rest of them, the manager made it clear that they weren't start. Like when we can go through an 11 of players who are all new. They've come in the last 2 windows. In the last 2 windows, we've bought over like 15 players. Then all I'm hearing is the players. Every summer we buy a new set of players. The players. We buy a new set. The players. Brother, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Musa, but what you just said, you just named the back 3, okay? I'm always one injury away from going back to Maguire. I had to play against Athletic Bilbao in the semi-final, both legs with Lindelof.
But there was no Haven. Listen, give me an example. There was no Euro. In the back 3 that I just named, there was no Euro, no Haven. There's 2 young bucks there that can come on.
Came in general, but
no, but I'm just giving an example. Yeah, but there's still, I'm just giving it. No, but we've had that in our own. What we're saying is that what LVG done, he'll go into the youth and he'll find someone who fits the characteristics of the way that he wants to play and says, ride or die, I'm going to die by this sword.
Because I want
these players. No, forget that though. We're talking about, look, everyone in their own remit has what they can do and what they can't do. Ineos are failing. We all want a new ownership. The manager in his own remit has to say, like LVG did, because he had the same ownership and even worse, if I can't get a profile in the senior team that can do what I want to do, I'm going to the young bucks to get that profile. If a manager doesn't do that, that's when you have to look at him and say, something's wrong with this guy. We need to change it up. The fact that he's not going to, and he has gone to the youngsters and found those profiles to an extent. I'm not going to say that he hasn't. He has tried to look into it, Rúben Amorim. But Rúben Amorim's failing on a load of other things that are also just it's not down to him. But the problem Rúben has is accepting the terms and conditions that's brought himself in an environment. Listen, Mandem, I can be serious. Yeah, I can be serious at something. But if I go into an environment where there's a big chance that I might flop, I shouldn't be surprised when everyone says, you know what, Musa, you didn't live up to what you said you can do. Especially if I knew the environment was mad and there was a big chance that I might not be able to actually succeed in the job that you've asked me to do. So Rúben Amorim has to take that on the head.
Last night, he basically offered up his resignation.
Yeah, he did. He
last night. He basically said, you don't have to pay me compensation. If you want me gone. So Bruno did exactly the same. So what are we talking about? Him and Bruno, both of them came out last night and said, if you're not here, then we'll see you later.
That's not what we are. Last question before
want to keep them.
Wants
to keep Amorim. Wants to keep Amorim.
Are they going to sack him?
They like the song.
They're not
going to sack him. They're going to sack him.
Like the song, you know.
So Jim Ratcliffe, is scatty. He's going to be advised not to, but Ratcliffe's going to want to sack Amorim. He's going to want to sack him.
He's going to do it at the wrong time. It's about the timing. It's about the timing.
Yeah, but he's going to want to do it though. The same way he wanted to sack Eric Ten Hag, and he was advised not to. He's in the exact same position. I know Ratcliffe. These type of billionaire guys are not. They don't take it personal. They will sack you over anything. He's ready to sack Amorim. If he doesn't, it's because he's been advised not to. But I know from what he's seen, he doesn't care. These type of men about performances. You think you can make an excuse? Or in terms of not being able to perform at a level that you said that you can to a billionaire. brother, he's seen it and done it at different levels.
You know why he won't sack him, Musa? You know why he won't sack him? Even though Amorim did say, I won't even get compensated if you sack me. You understand how bad of a look it is when we sit here and we say they sack
billionaires do it all the time. Billionaires do it all the time. Listen, Sporting Lisbon, let me give an example. Sporting Lisbon sacked the manager that they brought in to replace Amorim, and they've just won their title.
Failing miserably, and they got,
so what's Amorim doing? No,
I agree with you. It's a little bit of this situation because they're leading the league and they're like, wait, hold on, we want to win the league. Let me just get another.
Yeah, but we're in a different situation. We're trying to get back into a certain situation and we're failing miserably. So you're saying to us, Amorim has just set this club back another 2 years. You see this? The appointment of Rúben. Listen, the appointment of Rúben Amorim at the time they did it, halfway through the season, has set us back 2 years. I'm telling you that for free.
This club back is insane to me.
Listen, you know what?
Always yells at you guys.
Listen. The appointment of Rúben Amorim, he's not on it on his own. I'm just saying the whole appointment, the club making this appointment, the time they did,
and the way he's playing the 3-4-3 style. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't maybe ready for that now. He was ready for it in the summer. And that's where Amorim was saying, I want to come in the summer, but he's seeing probably the paycheck and said, yo, I want to come in now. I think that's down to Omar Barado more so than Amorim.
He set us back, Saeed. Speak on that guy. That fraud.
Everybody involved in this appointment. Everybody involved.
In one of these little shisha bars, man. He's got to be somewhere in one shisha bar in Manchester. You know what I mean? And we're going to have some words, mate.
You know what it is as well, Mandem, yeah?
Double agent.
I feel like my prediction's going to come true, yeah? We're going to be scraping top 4 for the next few years. And they're going to rinse it. They're going to basically sell all the squad and bring the wages right down. And then buy cheap players. And I think that's where we're going to be. We're going to be the new Tottenham, I think, now, guys. That's why
Musa wants us to just pick up players from the academy. So that's the same thing. At least I want us to replace players with better players. Yeah. I want to move on from Bruno to like Shirky. I want to move on from Maguire, Lindelof, and Shaw to the best young upcoming defenders or whoever are available. That's what I want.
Yeah. I do not think Musa said that he wants players from the academy. He said utilize the tools that you had, bro. Look at what Louis van Gaal did in order to win the FA Cup and finish 5th. And he just about finished 5th. If we didn't slip up at Upton Park, he just about finished 5th. And we're talking about with Borthwick Jackson, Varela, Paddy McNair, Fosu Mensah, Rashford, Martial. And they played football. They were confident. They played football. Yeah. So it was just about what you could do with the players for now. And that man got sacked for it, bro. That guy got sacked for it. Why are we keeping up with this? I agree with you. Why are we keeping up with this? Why are we keeping up with this? Let me get these super chats in.
Listen, you're not wrong, but I'm not like we can't reach what Musa wants us to reach because he's saying we need to be at least competing in the top 6. I can't be making that demand. And then I'm saying, hey, by the way, for me to get that, let's get rid of Bruno, but get me an academy product. Let's get rid of those 3 defenders that I just named.
You don't think we can get top 6?
Demanding better replacements.
You think we don't? You think Man United cannot get? You think if we sign 5 new players this window and get a new manager, we can't get top 6?
Of course we can.
5 players, yeah, we probably could. That's a lot of players.
The league's rubbish.
And that's the average. On average.
6 starters though.
No, but on average, forget it. On average, every summer, Man United sign about 5 players on average. Yeah, so if we go on the average of players that we sign every summer, if we're going to sign another 5 players this summer with a new manager, I believe we get top 6.
Yeah, but Musa, this is not an average season. So why do you want me to treat it as an average summer, bro? That's what I'm doing. Listen, I'm lowering the standards. I actually want to raise it.
Guys, I want to wrap it up because obviously we've got Nuruddin's podcast as well.
Nuruddin, we're Man United. We believe. Come on, man.
Yeah. So don't
Newcastle. You know what we're messed up?
Mandem. Man, I got a lot to get through. Please let me just.
Big up Leon.
Big up Abdaz. He said, to those defending Amorim, with all due respect, you're not well. He's he's the United's worst modern coach. After this weekend, will be 17th. Hit the likes. Abdas, he says, Amorim, half the squad, the owners get out and stay gone. And to lose United for defending post-Fergie declining standards, leave the club with them. Hit the likes, subscribe. Abdas, he says, Nuruddin was right. The club needs to reset from top to bottom. If it takes relegation to raise the standards, so be it. Ineos, Glazes, Amorim, and top Reds out. Mohaha, scary hours. Big up Musa. Nathan says, I can't lie. Nobody deserves that lost Saeed and Musa. Shutting Unk down for speaking the truth. Yeah, that was a straight jacket. Justice for the egg. 10 Hag clears that Portuguese fraud, says 7-inch. Big up Mandem, sack the fraud, I'm done. Ibn Mago says 9.6 January, Saeed. Dump this Portuguese moise. Rid of this lanky man, Jim Ratcliffe, Luke Short, and Onana. Put them in a boat into open seas. Amorim reactive, not proactive. Once again, I'm convinced Barada went Stockwell and bought back some random Portuguese youth with him. Get him gone. Big C said, don't mention barbecue and chicken. 2-star hygiene rating, and the barbecue is cancelled. 16th Ineos vibes. If Amorim's still in August, let it all collapse. I hope we get relegated. Club needs a shock. Glazers, Ineos out. I'm furious. Only way is up is down. Nuruddin was right. Hit the like, subscribe. Adiwala says, Barada brought Amorim coach this squad with 0 wing backs. Look at other teams that play wing back, that play back 3. They all have guys that can actually play wing back. Munoz, Palace, Dumfries, Inter, Nuru, Wolves. Why are we playing this style? I also think, you know what, you need them sort of right backs. I can't lie to you. Pay attention to the Glazers. They may put the club up for sale. Again, they'll demand the king's ransom for their shares this time around. Chike said, big up the guys. May I ask, how many years should a manager get at Man United? Because this is a massive rebuilding process. Also, for Francis Stafford, where did Tyrese Halliburton prove to you yesterday in terms
of Tyrese, bro? Just move on from the Super Chat.
Yeah. Big up to Chike though, man. GD says, big up guys. The real difference between us and Liverpool is the Scousers would have to got the manager already gone, and maybe even the owners. I agree. Please don't let Marcel come on today. He pushed me off the edge, and I'll have a mental breakdown. Amorim has failed this team and failed our fan base. Just Waffling says it's part of moving on from the past, accepting that we're now sacking club. There's no new Sir Alex Ferguson coming anytime soon, but we're stuck on that hopium. Staffy, please explain. I think he's explained it already. His football club made cuts and went on to be successful. If you ain't got the money, get Ineos out, get Glazers out, board out, get competent owners. Don F says, why do we care about the structure and club and owners when a manager uses poor tactics and loses every game? Focus, people. Say the Glazers know this fan base is buffering. All these songs don't move them. They're an American business. They only respect money. To get Glazers out, fans have to empty Old Trafford for 5 to 10 games in a row minimum. I agree. To Rúben stands who changed their mind after yesterday. Why has one game proved he can't coach to you, but the last 6 months didn't? Bit off, mate. No, I think sometimes the reality kicks in, man, and I think that was the reality. I think the fact that Tottenham, we didn't even fight for the game. We didn't even play. We didn't even turn up, bro. I think that was the most damaging thing, man. And sometimes reality hits you when that moment there, you lose to Tottenham. It's just natural, bro. It's a natural feeling. Staffy, I think Tibbs and
Amorim are the same person. That's the Knicks coach.
Yeah, Knicks coach. Dan Ashworth smoking cigar and laughing right now. Ransom's right, 10 Hag shite. Rúben Amorim shite. What's next, Rance? Amorim said he played Mount to cover Spurs inverted fullbacks, but Ange stopped playing that way time ago. Mount is just to teach us post scouting, post selection, and coaching in this game. 10 Hag would have won the final. I don't care how much you hate him. Terrace would have won the game for us. Listen, we don't know, man. That biryani tastes so good from a Spurs fan. Your only tactical switch up was to put Maguire up front. And replied by putting Danso on it, and it was game done. What an average coach Amorim is. Joshua says relegation is the only way a full sale happens and guarantees a revival of this club. Do your homework and see the 1974-1975 season. Mandem, this manager goes into every pre- and post-match interview saying he doesn't know what's wrong and how to fix it. He says he's not changing how he sees football. Amorim, don't make me tell you CYM?
SYM, don't worry about that.
Okay, yeah. Me look like an idiot. If Rúben plays dog, you're right, we'll become laughing. I might get a goal. No, that should be shit, but we should get more minutes in the final.
Knowledge is a G, sorry. Knowledge, you're a G.
Rasmus, in response, Bruno was shit too. Shame on Onana, we'll never see an African goalkeeper again. Bro needs own players to win back-to-back games.
I can't do black goalkeepers again.
Yeah. That's why I don't want that Palmer goalkeeper. I can't lie.
I don't want, because what it is, I want to support the Mandem, so I can't, and I need to be able to cuss my goalkeeper, because right now I got allegiance, and I can't cuss him how I want to. But when I looked at him in goal yesterday, I said, "This youth's gonna mash up everything today." And but it wasn't even his fault yesterday as much, but still, no, I can't do it again.
Do we owe an apology, Pastor? I can't lie to you, man. We only, you know what I mean? We only forgive. That's it.
I only owe Ollie. Ollie's the only person I owe an apology. Is Ollie. That's the only one.
Ollie, man. I think Van Gaal is owed an apology. It ain't Spursy anymore.
Yeah, that's standard.
United are having an indoor party after that performance. It better be a farewell party, because who the F party is at a funeral? Omar says Ineos got
some of the best funerals I've been to have been alright parties, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ineos
got rid of 6 attackers in the summer and winter and brought in Xerxes and Chido. Nuruddin is right. Adiwale says this squad ain't finishing better than 8th, and that's if we play counter-attacking football. Doesn't matter who you pick in this team, it's not good enough. No manager's doing anything substantial with this squad. Matthias Tell signed for that team. One, yeah, I can't lie to you. That was one of them where I was like, yo, I needed that not to happen. There might be a conspiracy that United managers are forced to play certain players. Believe that experienced managers won't play Shaw. This club is falling apart, overrun by imposters, Glazers, Ineos, Amorim. Rip it down and rebuild with dignity. I'm done with this delusion. Those praise and failure are part of the rot.
Lickers.
Yeah, he never said it's the only manager. Stop harping on that point. 2 things can be true. Rants flip-flopping when was only blaming manager. Stop lying, Nuruddin. The only right attitude can't be the same players that sack manager after manager. If you're a Man United fan and you want to go on loan, get 50% all merch using the Vizca Barca or Hala Madrid. This team cannot finish 7th or 8th by playing counter-attacking football. These guys can't progress football. It's clear as day. We shouldn't have players like Maguire, Holden. We shouldn't have players like Maguire, Shaw, Bruno, Mount in the squad. They're holding us back. What about leaving Nuruddin? He's an awful coach. Box of Oranges, Ollie finished 33 points and 12 points off the top, and don't think comparisons with Liverpool are appropriate. Andre says Rance had the best point. We all agree that owners are bad, but we still have a job to do. We are allowed to talk about the game, and we understand that owners are poor. And how do we have a better lineup than Spurs? Basuma, Benta, Kossar is better than Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Højlund. So Solanke is better than Højlund, Udogie, better than Dogu and Romero, than Maguire. Lost 14 and last season, now 19 players are managed fault. Nuruddin, please put Rance in his place. Free Palestine. And Super Archer, if not manager, players didn't execute the plan. It shouldn't matter who picked the start. You should give 200%. Our captain, Ghost. Ty, you chatting rubbish. He says, how can you compete for the league if you can barely make it top 6 consistently? You have to start from somewhere. Man want to jump from Honda with Ferrari with no bread. Abdulaziz says, Rance and Nuruddin both have a point. The owners are a disgrace, unworthy of this club. They don't pick tactics, but it's time to clear the house, reset the whole club, owners, managers, players, culture. Fans are quick to mention the owners, but still enable this crap. Fans are part of the blame. We should be doing more to uphold the legacy of the club. Big up to you. What Musa and Rance don't get is that it's a different system, that how we got worse, that's on Barada. That should never have been brought in a back three manager to I don't know what that
coach
is.
Your back four.
Coach your back four. Squad that is clearly on the board. How did Amorim know these players? He was coaching at Sporting. He didn't know that they were this bad. What are you saying? What are we saying? Ineos needs to decide whether he's staying or getting sacked. You can't have same situation Erik ten Hag when he overstayed a season after the FA Cup. Obviously, the Villa game wouldn't matter, but I wouldn't be surprised if Man United somehow turned up for that game. Oli, Liverpool all the way. If Ugarte is so good, why did Enrique not want him? I think I read that one. People on here complacent with Man United being 16th so they can be Amorim in or only focus on ownership when they have failed at every metric. Ugarte, better than Fred. What are we talking about here? Musa says no mediocrity and now enable Ugarte. Ratcliffe out. Brother Mustafi, take heart. Yesterday couldn't got much worse for you. Shambolic from Man United, followed by the Knicks, choking in their own garden. Fred was better than Ugarte. Ugarte gets the ball back, horrible, progressing, but does not pick itself the board. Musa, I watch a lot of Liverpool content in the summer. Their fans were taking a piss at Ugarte, and the lit signers like me, they have standards. Word to Nuruddin, we need more pain. Aaron Naismith dropped huge daggers last night. Those problems start with the academy Barcelona. We need to discuss our style of play. It's too slow, not imaginative and adventurous enough. It won't beat most Premier League teams. And otherwise, with Chelsea going for 5th place with that squad, we expect some same squad that can do it. Don't kill with me. Big up Mohammed. He says we looked at Amorim but decided against due to much change needed. He's one-dimensional and risk is too great. Is it worth giving him a summer and money? We went with Slot for continuation, and now he can build with his own way. United lack common sense. Listen, big up to everyone, man. That was a lot.
All dairy, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
I appreciate you lot, man.
United have been doing what they've been doing, man.
Yeah, appreciate you lot sending your donations.
You got one more, Saeed. There's one more that came in.
Could have got a goal with Dogu right wing back overlapping Ahmad. Yeah, I agree. I think Dogu's better right wing back. I'm not gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, same.
But listen, people, I've got to attend the Big Six cooking. I'm gonna get absolutely flamed. Man, can you get in the comments and just, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Be
I would have called in quick today.
These are gonna be the first people to cook you, Saeed. Don't rely on them. Don't be the first man to laugh at you.
Everyone in the comments, obviously, I'm gonna redirect you to Nuruddin. But when you're in the Big Six here, just make sure you're there to moral support in it, because this guy Toby's gonna be on a mad one, man. We've let Toby, bro, win a trophy. You know, Toby, bro, he's never seen a trophy in the modern day. He's not seen it since he was 16, 15, bro. Half of his life, he's not seen it. Mandem, make sure you follow up Staffy, man. Let's get Staffy up to the next target. What's your next target, Staffy?
7K. So get me up to 7K.
Guys, get him to 7K. Texino, make sure you follow Texino on TikTok, man. We need to transfer over to YouTube as well, man.
Yeah, man. YouTube's coming soon, man. We'll say after the summer.
Yeah. There you go. Musa,
year,
check him out here. Check him on Insta. Russo, CIC. Big up, man. Always. And I've seen Leon. Make sure you follow Leon on the new influencer. Man like Leon, man. No, bro. I see you shining, bro. I'm
inspired by people like Musa, man. I'm trying to build a community in my city. So I'll have to chat. I'll have to do a little something with Musa, you know what I mean? Musa's, do you know what it is? Musa's living nice, man. I keep seeing different wallpapers in the yard. He's upgrading yards.
No. I'm just moving about. Hey. I'm just on the same spot.
Yeah, man. Listen, people, make sure you lot check it out.
People, listen, Saeed invests his own money, equipment, time. Went all the way to Bilbao, brought you guys some legendary content, man, and people like subscribe, man. This guy from United Central days, I followed this guy from his first 500 people on his channel. So people like, bro, he's built it from nothing. So make sure you're subscribing to everyone here, support what they're doing, man. Go and look at what Moose is doing at Resol, Texino on TikTok, and look at Staffy as well. Staffy, going live later? What we saying?
Yeah, probably later, bro. I usually do like my Bleacher Report streams at that time. So today I'm just gonna mix them together. I'm gonna go live on both.
You learned the lesson as well, yeah? Don't put your emotions too much into it, man. I seen you at the stadium saying a part of he's dead now and that, yeah, bro. Unless they start changing stuff, I can't put my emotions into it. I don't rush home for games anymore. I'm not until things change. I'm busy doing other things in it, but I'll catch the highlights and a few bits here and there. But this week-to-week thing,
intelligent man, bro.
I don't want nobody gassing over no signings this summer. I don't want to see no video.
The shades are off. No more shades, no flags. We're done. Yeah, everybody hear that? We're done.
If Saeed does another dancing video after signing, Musa, I need you to rush him. I'm not there. I need you guys to rush him. You're closer to him than I am.
I give you all, you get me? Like all license to rush me. You feel me? But listen, people, shoot. We're out. I'll see you lot later. Next week, Mandem. We're out.